Hey guys, what's up? Happy Tuesday and welcome to our show. Yes, we are back. I'm sorry that we missed Friday, but don't worry about it. We have a good show for you. So today we are going to be talking about a lot of things having to do with women because we didn't get to talk to you guys on Mother's Day and there were all these mother related topics that came about. And I know that Soonie loves to talk about women. We enjoy it, and I think today we're going to have quite the debate on a few things. So stick around for that because I know you guys love when we debate each other. But we are going to first be talking about Miss Pearly Things. She made a statement over Mother's Day, which you saw in our thumbnail. And I found it, well, I'll let you know what I thought about it, and we'll see what Soonie thought about it because we haven't spoken about it. But she also has made some other statements about some other things that I am certain Soonie and I will disagree on. So we'll see about that. We're also going to give an update on the Stormy Daniels and Trump case. We are going to talk about a kid who got suspended from school for telling his teacher that her breath stinks. Okay. Wait till you see the picture of this teacher, y'all. We want to talk about it and see what you guys think. See if you think he was in the right or if he was in the wrong. Then we do have to circle back on the Micah Miller case. That is the wife of the pastor that mysteriously committed suicide. We do have an update on that case, and it took quite the interesting turn over the weekend. We're going to talk about the viral video of the woman that turned her children over to CPS. There has been some interesting updates in that situation. I think, changed my mind on it now 3 times on where I stand. Then we're going to talk about this woman. I saw a clip of this woman that said a children's success and happiness is not based on whether they grew up in a 2-parent household, but rather how happy the mother is. So we'll take a listen to that and give our thoughts. And then we'll also talk about some statements that RFK made in regards to abortion. And along with that, we will talk about the Maryland primaries that are going on today. We'll update you on that as well. So hang on tight, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and the show starts right now.
You are now tuned into Somewhere in the Middle with Soonie and Mo.
Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey.
Hey, Don on the beat.
Hey, I got so many ups.
Everywhere I go, I
got so many ups.
so many ups.
I know they plotting against me. I know it's hate, they wanna kill me, but please don't tempt me, cause I got so many glocks. Hey, ain't none of them empty. Jesus said they would hate me too. That's how I know it's envy. I got so many ups.
Soonie's back.
Hi guys, I am back. Did you guys miss me? Been gone consistently for like 2 weeks. I'm gonna be gone again. So,
Oh, really? That's news to me.
it just popped back up into my head when we were talking about it. Yeah, my son's got football camp.
Friday.
I think Saturday. Well, yeah, Friday for you, but Saturday for me.
Okay. You know, so me and the girls have been talking. Okay. Me and the girls, like my girls over here, my girls, my friends. And if they're watching, shout out to Heather, shout out to Angela. So we have been enthralled in OJ Simpson. Okay. And when I say we're going deep on this, we're going deep. Okay.
Balls deep.
And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm more and more convinced every day he didn't kill that white woman. So Heather says to me while we were having margaritas on Mother's Day, she was like, you know, Soonie says she's going to be getting ready to move and she's got a lot of stuff going on. So maybe on the shows where she's not there, because, you know, we were going to do like a whole separate show, but like that would involve us starting a whole new channel and like getting those followers up. Anyways, he's like, how about on those days we do our crime conspiracy talks while Soonie's gone, just so you guys don't have to miss a show. And I was like, okay, well, that's a good idea. Because I know people want to hear why I think OJ Simpson didn't kill that white lady. Right?
That sounds fun.
He's innocent. OJ, I know you're dead, but listen to me from the beyond. I will clear your name.
Just This woman. Hopper, who this woman? Somebody come pick her up.
I got facts, man. I have got so many facts. It's not even funny.
Come get her.
You know,
You got facts?
I got facts, dude. And I'm just saying this. Y'all are going to remember me because one day Candace Owens is going to circle back to this and she's going to say why she thinks OJ maybe didn't commit this crime the way we thought he did, just like she did on Michael Jackson. Right? And y'all are going to be like, oh my God, Candace is right. But just remember that Mo said it first. Okay.
Also, I wanted to give you your props, right?
Yeah.
And I have to do better. I'm not an editor. Mo is the editor. Like she does those videos. I don't have that creative, bone in my body. I just don't.
The patience.
I can come up with an amazing argument. I can articulate myself, but if you ask me to sit down and edit something, I'm just gonna be happening for 3 days. I want to play this because this was actually talked about on this show first. What? And I seen someone post it and I was like, this is kind of interesting. Now it's over here loading. So excuse my browser. It's taking forever and a day to load.
This is a video I made.
This was a subject that you had talked about and you had put some information out that no one else is talking about. And I thought it was funny that, I think it's kind of messed up that we don't support each other as conservatives, whether we're like super cool or not. If you hear someone who is in the same business as you and they're doing the same thing as you, reshare it, bro. Especially if you have a big platform to share news if someone's being objective on this. But I saw this and I was like, wow. So Bill Maher is going to get the credit for this when Mo actually put me onto this information.
First, I asked her why she had sex with Trump. Listen to that. And then listen to what she says after that. And then we're going to talk about the trial because it's quite at variance of what she said to me in 2018. Why did you Donald Trump?
I have no idea.
Okay, but you say it's not a Me Too case.
It is not a Me Too case. I mean, I wasn't assaulted. I wasn't attacked or raped or coerced or blackmailed. They tried to shove me in the Me Too box to further their own agenda. And first of all, I didn't want any part of that because it's not the truth. And I'm not a victim in that regard.
That's not what she's saying now. She's talking about he was bigger and blocking the way. It's all the Me Too buzzwords. She said there was a power imbalance of power for sure. My hands were shaking so hard. She said she blacked out. Blacked out? She's a porn star. I don't think sex.
That doesn't mean she's been subjected to the likes of Donald Trump.
Isn't that funny how Bill Maher says what you said? I was just like, you know what? I'm going to give my girl some props because this was the first place I heard it. I didn't hear it anywhere else. I never knew that document existed. You actually pulled out the document.
Yeah.
But
I pulled up the
Bill
letter.
Maher. I'm like, Bill Maher? Really?
Kudos to him for pulling the video because I've never seen the video. I just knew of the letter. So I knew to look for the letter. But you would think the letter and that video is enough to throw that entire case out the window.
And it's not.
And it's not. I know. It's not.
But
Michael Avenatti admitted to sending money to her.
Oh God. Why? What if Trump was just tricking, old men be tricking. What if Trump was just like, bro, this chump change, go buy yourself a purse.
Right.
What if that's what the money was for? Like,
I mean,
is that illegal?
Well, let me just say this. She's a porn star. And you claim he invited you up to your room and you were sitting on the bed. That's what she said, that he was sitting on the bed in his underwear. And you were shocked? You're a porn star. You suck dick for money. Like, what did you think was going to happen? And I'll just say this. I don't know what state he was doing this in, but hey, I mean, it may speak to his character, but why he's in court for it, I don't know.
What are you in court for?
Well, he's in court for
I know. I'm just being facetious.
I was like, wait. I was like, hold up. But I mean, but even the fact that like Michael Avenatti admitted to paying her money, right?
Yeah.
That's, I mean, again, that's not like a big shocker. Okay. Like Michael Jackson also paid people money because it's best to just go away, like make people go away. Otherwise, you're going to spend a lot more money fighting them or having to answer to whatever claims they're going to make. So he figured she was like a thirsty porn star. So he was going to cut her off a little bit of Trump change, no pun intended. And it would go away. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know the whole story. Did she take it? I don't know, but whatever. This should be enough to declare, I don't even know if you want to call it a mistrial, but to just throw the whole thing out because it's completely bogus. But I know Soonie doesn't care about this topic, but since we're on the Trump topic, we'll go ahead and I'll just give you the update. Again, like I said, Cohen testified to paying Stormy Daniels from his own pocket. I'm just giving an update on this so we can move past it on the Trump thing. So Michael Cohen, who served as former President Trump's personal attorney, testified in Manhattan court that he used his own funds to pay a former pornographic. Of course, he used his own funds, so it's not traceable. Nobody's going to look at Michael Avenatti's bank account. To pay former pornographic actress $130,000 to quiet her claims of alleged affairs with Trump. Cohen took the stand in New York versus Trump on Monday, where he told the court that as the 2016 election came down to the wire, there you go. There's the reason why he made a payment. Like he's about to run for president. He's like, I don't need this shit right now. Like, go away. It wasn't even that good. $130K. Okay. Took out a line of credit on his home in order to pay Stormy Daniels. Did Trump ask him to do that? I don't know. In order to execute a non-disclosure agreement and obtain rights to her claims of the affair. Daniels alleges she had an affair with Trump in 2006 during a celebrity golf tournament in Lake Tahoe. Though Trump has repeatedly denied the allegations, in October 2016, according to Cohen's testimony, he told Trump that Daniels must be paid in order to quiet her claims ahead of Election Day the following month. He testified that he spoke with Trump's organization CFO, Alan Weisselberg, about how to fund the payment, with Weisselberg saying he was not in the position to initially foot the bill. I ultimately said, okay, I'll pay it, Cohen testified, noting the urgency behind the matter as the election was just days away. Cohen described to the court that Daniels' claims would have been catastrophic to Mr. Trump and the campaign if he did not take control of the situation and iron out the NDA and payments to Daniels. And yeah, Anna brought up a great thing. Slick Willie paid Paula Jones $800,000. So nothing.
Who cares?
Nothing new.
Are we gonna dredge Bill Clinton and his shenanigans back up, his indiscretions while being married in the White House? Because he definitely got head in the Oval.
Yeah, he got head in the Oval. That's a good T-shirt. He definitely got head in the Oval.
He did.
Oh, so anyways, yeah, it's just giving whatever.
Had enough.
Like
enough is enough.
At this point, they're making themselves look dumb. Trump is gonna just walk away from this. Like they're putting in the news like, oh, what's the jail? Rikers is preparing for Trump's arrival. Y'all ain't prepared for shit. I'm like, y'all ain't prepared for shit. That's just for the people who read these little headlines that think something's going to happen. All you're doing is nailing the final nail in his presidency win. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, every day it gets stronger and stronger.
If we look at the polls, I know people are going to say Soonie polls are not reliable.
Mm-hmm.
Are they? If you look at the polls, Trump is beating Biden in almost every category,
Yeah.
Presidential approval. People are not happy with the job that Biden is doing. Nationwide, he's got a 56.6 disapproval rating in this country. It was up in the 70s a couple months ago, like when this whole conflict over in the Middle East popped off.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy, right? I think it's probably over 70% of Americans believe that the country is on the wrong track. These are national polls, y'all. Almost 65% of Americans believe that the country is going in the wrong direction. Just a whopping 23, almost 24% think that Biden is doing a good job. So I say Democrats keep solidifying this win for Trump. Just keep going.
Thank you.
You're doing a great job.
I hope Trump thanks them too. Like when he accepts the win, he's like, I just want to thank all the people that doubted. You know,
all the
Trump,
little people at the bottom.
You know, Trump's gonna be petty when he gets up there.
I mean, Liddell said it. Trump's not campaigning at all. He's essentially campaigning from the courtroom.
Yeah.
And when he has a Trump rally, but they're going to hand him this election, and I think they want to. I don't think this is by mistake or by chance either. So
yeah.
There's that.
There is that. Okay, let's give an update on Micah Miller. Have you heard?
No, I kind of turned that whole thing off. What happened?
So we got to backtrack on what we said.
Well, do we know?
We do, and let me tell you why. And I'm going to pull up a video from B. Tatum because he referenced an article by an independent journalist. And I tried to go on there to pull it up, but it's one of those like subscription sites. But he shows it in his video. And so far, this was the only news reporting that was reporting this specific detail that I saw. So I did want to play this. Okay, so give me just a second. Here we go. Wait a minute.
What? Wait a minute.
Hold up. Wait a minute. And you guys, apologies if I sound weird. I literally have like numbing on my teeth and I'm like drooling.
You sound like an old woman right now.
I
You're
know.
just telling us your old woman woes.
I'm just like drooling. I just feel like I have like constant drool like coming up in my mouth. So if you hear me like swallowing, that's what it is. Okay. Okay, here we go. Let's see. I think this is it. Hold on. Is this it? Oh yeah, this is it.
I don't think the youth is supporting Hamas. I think the media is doing a good job of saying that the youth is supporting Hamas, but I think the youth just sees egregious things happening in another country, and they feel passionate about it and they want to make their voices heard. That's what I think. No different than I think a lot of young people would when it came to BLM. I don't think all of them were well aware of what that whole organization had going on. They just, Black people are getting shot. So they're like, all right, I want to get out there and make my voice heard too. So hopefully that answers your question.
Okay. I should have had this pulled up earlier, but I'm going to show you guys the article that I'm reading from. And then I'm going to show you an updated video from the eulogy this guy gave at his wife's funeral. But if you guys don't know about this is the South Carolina pastor whose wife fatally shot herself just days after she filed for divorce. Told her memorial service that, wait. I'm skipping ahead. Okay, so this is the pastor, this guy right here. You guys may have seen the video where he like really, really oddly got up on the stage and he was like, it's the end of the service. And he's like, I just got to share something with you guys. Last night, my wife committed suicide. She's been suffering from mental health issues. And yeah, I just wanted to tell you guys that. And I want you to go away and not talk about it. So people on the internet were going crazy because they were like, this is really sus. Well, last Tuesday, Soonie and I were kind of looking at some of her social media posts, and Soonie had made a very good point, which at the time I agreed with. And I really could see where she was coming from, that why are we so sure he had anything to do with her death? Because now at the time, I didn't see that, but there were videos that showed her leaving her house by herself, calling 911, saying she was going to commit suicide. So that proved that she herself did take her own life and that he wasn't involved. But then some of the posts that she had made kind of made her look like a hot mess, looking for attention. Mm-hmm. So anyways, they had her funeral, and he gave a really odd eulogy at the funeral, which I'll play here in just a second. But there was some other information that came out, and there were like police reports that were filed, I think before the divorce, kind of as the marriage was progressing in a bad direction, that said he had forced her to have sex with homeless men. He had a very weird sexual fetish to watch her have sex with other men. And he would just keep her kind of captive in the house for days and expected sex from her 3 times a day. And there was all these weird things and a lot of emotional abuse and blah, 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 blah. Okay. So that stuff came out, and that was all uncovered by this investigative journalist who was able to pull some of the police reports that she had made prior to her death, in the years prior to her death, in regards to their marriage and leading up to their divorce. So here is the video. Where is the video? Come on, man. I hate the freaking New York Times.
Is it him laying on the ground?
No. No. Why? It was a video a little while ago. Hold on. It's got to play this stupid commercial. Dude, this is really going to annoy me. Okay, I'm not going to play the video because it's really slow. But anyways, just days after she filed for divorce, he said at her memorial service that he visited her body 4 separate times and even tried to, quote unquote, raise her from the dead. Her husband, John Miller, who's pastor at Solid Rock Church in Myrtle Beach, opened up about her sudden passing as he delivered a lengthy eulogy to his congregation that some have since slammed as fake and blasphemy. During the 20-minute speech from the May 5th memorial service, which was only posted online by the church on Saturday, the pastor recounted how he made several trips to the morgue in the week after her death in hopes that she would wake up. Each time, it still didn't hit me. I thought she was going to wake up. I even tried to raise her from the dead one time this week, the pastor said in a clip. Miller also recalled visiting a mall where he noticed a woman resembling his late wife, and he said he couldn't help himself and shouted, "Micah," only to find out it was one of her sisters. "I thought I had raised her from the dead. I can't wait to see her again one day," he said, breaking down in tears. The pastor, who has been accused of grooming his now late wife when she was a teen, that was the other thing that was released, is that they met when she was 10 years old. And he was much older than her, also said that while many people notice Micah's beauty, only a spouse knows how beautiful a person is on the inside. If I had 10 hours, it would be enough to, if I had 10 hours, it wouldn't be enough to tell you all the great things about her, he added. Some viewers of the memorial service thought, though, were quick to bash the pastor's eulogy, including one who ripped the widower's remarks as fake, sad act and damage control. This is such a low-level blasphemy, another viewer wrote. Micah's death was ruled a suicide by the Robeson County medical examiner, but her family has since pleaded for cops to deeply investigate her demise, and amid allegations her husband had abused and groomed her. Micah had contacted police a handful of times and made all sorts of allegations against her husband in the lead up to her death. In one report, she alleged her husband groomed her when she was a teen before they even got married in 2017. She also alleged to relatives and other church members that she had been previously abused by her partner in various court filings. Micah had reportedly told her sisters that if she were ever found dead in the exact manner she was found in the park, her husband would be responsible, according to an affidavit filed by her younger sister, Sierra. Micah stated to me on many occasions, "If I end up with a bullet in my head, it was not by me, it was JP." I don't know what that means, because she clearly did take her own life. In the weeks before her death, she discovered a tracking device on her car and had her tires slashed more than once, Miller's brother, Nathaniel Francis, said in a separate affidavit. The affidavits were submitted as Micah's sister sought to be appointed the special administrator of her sister's estate. Miller's lawyer strongly denies any allegations of grooming and abuse. So, yeah, it's definitely a little bit more than what we thought. I will say that. It'll be interesting to see what this investigation leads up to, but the fact that she did file police reports in 2017 definitely, I think, creates a paper trail for what she's alleging. So, what do you think? What do you think?
I don't know. I feel like I already knew some of this stuff. Like, I talked about the whole grooming thing. I don't think there's any proof of that. It's just her family saying this happened.
Mm-hmm.
Him saying he thought he raised her from the dead. To me, that just seems like he's being super dramatic.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't find any of these things to be really odd. I think people just deal in grief in weird ways. But all of it is still he said, she said. Even if you look at the police report, the cops write at the bottom of the report that there's no evidence for any of these claims. Now, I did see a video of him laid out in the lawn acting like a fucking fool.
Do you have that? I haven't seen that one.
Odd. Yeah. Hold on, I'll pull it up. This is allegedly John Paul Miller on the ground flipping out.
Wait. What? Why?
I don't know. This is what the caption says. I'm sorry, what?
Who posted this? He did?
No, Colin Rugg.
Oh.
Co-owner of Trending Politics. He says, breaking, the FBI has been called in to investigate the death of Micah Miller as disturbing accusations continue to come out about her husband, John Paul Miller. Miller's ex-wife once accused him of engaging in sexual acts with children under 16 before she died. Micah said in a police report that Miller had groomed her since she was a minor. That's the police report that I have. I'll show you guys that too. It says that his ex-wife made similar accusations in an affidavit to support her bid for alimony. He also confessed to me and some of the other staff members of the church that he had sexual encounters with young women from church who were under the age of 16. When the defendant's affair was discovered, the church leaders demanded that the defendant seek counseling for sexual addiction. When he refused, the majority of the church congregation left. This video below is John Paul Miller passed out in the lawn, suffering from a mental breakdown that he would often accuse Micah of having. Here we go.
You okay? Huh? You okay? What's the matter? Huh? What's the matter? Switch my medication. Makes me go crazy. Is somebody helping you? Oh, okay. I thought I was going to see Jesus. Okay. But you got Mark coming? Somebody called him.
Bondage. And
that's the video that, of course, we watched. But like, I'm gonna be honest with you, my opinion on this, it doesn't change. Until there is some sort of proof that he did this with these young women, then I'm not going to make someone, guilty. That's an egregious thing to be accused of. If he actually did do that, then he needs help. But I still think that she was batshit crazy, and now that we see him laying on the front lawn, I think he might have been a little batshit crazy. Like,
yeah, like wait, so was that video before or after her death? That was after.
Allegedly this is before her death.
Oh Lord, no. You acted like that for no. I thought that was like he had just found out she killed him. You know.
No.
This is so weird.
I just think this is very weird church people
Crazy
getting
attracts
exposed
crazy.
for taking advantage of, they're like taking advantage of scripture in the Bible, and they have a bunch of people who are willing to listen to them because they're charismatic. That's what I think this is. I'm not saying that the woman wasn't abused. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'm also not going to hop on board with everyone else and say she went through this and he was a sexual deviant. Like, we don't even do that when it comes to Trump. We don't do that when it comes to any other person. So why are we automatically assuming that this guy did these things because of hearsay? And here's my question. If the church knew he did this, why didn't y'all report him?
Right. That's another bigger problem. I will say this without a doubt. I think for sure they're both off the rocker because like there's enough evidence to show that, at least for both of them. Whether her claims are 100% correct or his claims are 100% correct, an investigation, I hear the FBI is now involved in that, will tell whatever the truth is. But I'm just going to go with they're both crazy and stop following these crazy pastors. See these little churches, man, these little small town churches.
Yeah. Sorry, I had to respond to my husband.
That's okay. Well,
that's what I think. I don't know. There's a lot of, all I'm gonna say is if you want to gain, I guess some more context to the situation, which I don't think will help you understand their dynamic at all.
Mm-hmm.
Just go to Twitter and type in Micah Miller, and probably everything you want to read is gonna be posted here. Like, this is from, I think this is telephone harassment, City of Myrtle Beach, Rock Solid Ministries. It doesn't say who this is against, but here's the complaint down here. Complaint says he's being harassed on social media and by text by his wife and her family and would like to make a report about it. The CP said he was being harassed by his wife on social media, and detective looked at the wife's Facebook post where she talks about abuse. There were no names mentioned and no intent or harassment on social media platforms. The complaint had no text or proof of harassment and was advised by, I'm sure this is a reporting officer, to block any further social media from his wife. And he was also advised not to look at her page since it upset him. So this is a nail in his coffin to show that he was doing the same thing she was. Yeah. Because we don't have all the context to the story. Sorry. This is not the believe all women train over here. When I'm not doing that. It just shows that they're both off their rocker. Okay. Even with the new information, right? We watched this video. This video is still bizarre to me.
Mm-hmm.
She keeps talking about the bride of Christ and you don't deserve this. And it's like, and I don't want people in my business. Y'all both just seem a little off.
The bride of
Christ. You just do. I'm not making fun of her. I'm not, God bless her. Like I said before, when you kill yourself, it's the coward's way out, so don't have mercy on your soul. But her family, of course, I feel for them. But bro, are we really not going to act like these videos before you had all this knowledge didn't make this woman look psycho? She called 911 and said, I just want my family to find me because I'm going to kill myself.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, is that not crazy?
Yeah, it is. It is crazy. How much you want to bet he's going to be the next one to kill himself?
You think so?
Yeah. I wouldn't put it past him.
These
both seem like two people that are desperate for attention.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Be on the same page.
All right. Well, may she rest. May he get it together.
May he get it together. What's our next subject?
Let's talk about pearly things.
We'll talk about Pearl.
I hate
I don't
her.
like Pearl
No,
either.
let me take that back. I just dislike her greatly.
God.
All right. So let's first talk about this. So
Okay.
she posted on Mother's Day. And again, Soonie and I have not talked about this.
No.
Happy Mother's Day, but only to married mothers. The rest of you hoes need to go back to the fathers of your kids. Do you agree? So my poll, as of right now, 84% of people do not agree with what that post says, and 16% of people do agree with what that post says. Where do you stand? Because I do not agree.
With what part? This is a 2-part thing. Which part?
About the only to married mothers part, like only married mothers deserve a happy Mother's Day. Now,
No.
let me just say this. She did preface, I watched her whole live about this. So for those of you that are like, oh, she's just being funny. No, she's being serious because I watched her whole YouTube video about this. She did say if you're a widow, that you don't, that she's not talking about you.
No, I don't agree with the first part that only married women. That's kind of stupid. Yes, I do agree with the bottom part. I do think that they need to go back to the fathers of their children and they need to try to make it work. Now, if it does not work, then it does not work. But I think we should encourage all families to stay together and not encourage casual sex, because this is what breeds casual sex: baby mamas and baby daddies.
Yeah.
So the latter half of what she's saying, I agree with.
Yeah, and I do agree with that statement as well. And there was a lot of moms that are no longer with their fathers, that are not your typical baby mama. But either they were like, I was in an abusive relationship, I had no choice, type of thing. Granted, you picked the guy, but still, nevertheless, again, that doesn't mean that you don't get to be a happy or a Mother's Day. You don't get to celebrate Mother's Day. Now, we will be talking in a little bit of someone who I don't think should celebrate Mother's Day, because I think she's a very crappy mother. And some of you guys might say, well, Monique, did you not see the full video? Oh, I have all the videos, okay, of this one when I get to her, because I'm about to hand this woman's ass to her. But as for Pearl, and I know every time we talk about Pearl, it's the same thing. Is she makes a statement like this, and she has no right to make a statement like this, Pearl, because the very men that you are trying to cater to with your little posts want nothing to do with you. Hence why you are single with no kids. And I'm not trying to bash women who are single, okay? But you are a miserable person. And you don't get to comment on certain things. You don't get to comment on marriage. You don't get to comment on relationships. And you don't get to comment on kids. The reason being, you don't have any of those things. You are you suck the top off the red pill community, hoping that they'll like you, hoping that you'll be part of the cool kids club. And you're never going to be. Okay? So zip it. Yeah, that's right, Carmen. She's the dumb red pill club.
I mean, no, Pearl. This should be the response to Pearl. Happy Father's Day, but only to married fathers. The rest of you hoes need to go back to the mother of your children. Just flip it.
Wait, say it again.
And watch how she responds to that. When it's Father's Day.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Happy Father's Day, but only to married fathers.
Yeah.
The rest of you hoes need to go back to the mother of your children.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's a great response.
She's stupid. Pearl is stupid. I just had a conversation about Pearl the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Pearl cannot debate. Pearl cannot articulate points. Pearl,
she's so boring.
Regurgitates red pill talking points. Okay.
No, she steals everything she says. Nothing she says.
Repeal the 19th.
Yeah. Everything she says is somebody else's thought or idea. The whole repeal the 19th She made a shirt, and Soonie was saying it long before her. I'm like, a lot of the stuff. There was a while back, Soonie, remember? Like, she was just literally, I was like, does she watch our show? Because
she would regurgitate what I would say.
Yeah. And here's a great example is a woman like Carmen. Okay. She's a single mother, and she's told her story many times online as to why she's still single. She is raising a great young woman. She's not, ratchet. She's not out here in these streets sleeping around. She would have loved to stay with the father of her child. She would have loved to have it work out, but it just didn't work out that way, But I just think that this statement is so irresponsible and reckless. It's like, okay, yeah, the rest of you hoes, yeah, but not all single mothers are hoes. There's a lot of women out there that, made bad decisions and would like things to be different, but they also don't want to have different men running in and out of their home in an effort to find a husband. I understand all that, So anyways, I just think she's an idiot. But let's keep talking about her because she posted something else, okay?
Oh God.
And I know we're going to disagree here. I know for a fact, because when you and I talked about that whole conservative calendar thing, we had a whole debate about that. So I'll read this to you. This woman that you're looking at is Michaela Peterson. She's the daughter of Jordan Peterson. And she recently had a baby. And I think she posted this on Mother's Day because it says nothing better than momming. Nothing creates as much pure joy to me. So that's her with her daughter. Anyways, Pearl reposts this picture and she says, this is getting out of hand. And I go to the comment section because I'm thinking, like, what's getting out of hand? Because I'm looking at her post, right? Apparently, Pearl's looking at her outfit and the fact that she has boobs and Pearl doesn't. And she obviously doesn't like the way she's dressing because she doesn't think women should dress like this. And there was comments that were like, Jordan has failed as a father and blah, 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 blah. Michaela is married. Okay. Michaela has a child. Michaela has a great life. Clearly, Michaela's husband has no problem with this. Now, I don't see that Michaela was like posting this as some type of thirst trap. This is like her Mother's Day post. This is obviously the outfit that she wore for Mother's Day, I'm assuming. And her husband seems to be fine with this, okay? I put in here that Pearl's just upset because she could never pull off wearing a dress like this. And she's nowhere near as pretty as this girl is. So I think she's just like sour grapes about it. But there was just a lot of people in the comments that were like, what a disgrace. Like she's da 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 da. And I don't know. I'm getting really over that type of stuff. Cause I'm like, okay, you talk to women all day, Pearl, about how they need to get married and have children, right? This woman's doing all that. And now you're judging her for her outfit. Like, shut up. Just shut up. If she was somebody different, I might hear her out, but I would still be like, I don't really personally see anything wrong with her outfit. I think people are freaking out because they see tan lines. But I don't know. What do you think?
About her outfit or about what Pearl said?
About what Pearl said. And obviously her outfit, because that's what she commented on.
I mean, it's not something I would wear.
Right.
I don't really care. I think the calendar and this is two different things. This is someone taking a picture on Mother's Day. And that's what she chose to wear. I don't think Pearl has a point. I don't understand what she means by this is getting out of hand. I will say I don't think this has anything to do with her being jealous that she doesn't look that way. I think this just has everything to do with Pearl staying on brand and criticizing women for every little thing. It's just like black conservatives and black on black crime. They just hyper focus on every aspect of it, even when it doesn't warrant, that type of criticism. That's what I would say.
Well, I posted this and I got from one person in particular, and I'm not going to say who it is, but just hit me with a bunch of Bible verses and said, Monique, the fact that you're defending what this girl is wearing means you're not a Christian. And I was like, so listen. And then he hit me with a whole bunch of Bible verses. Here's the thing about it.
I'm scared.
I know. I know I'm going to get beat up over this, but I personally don't think this outfit is like just the end all be all of just sinful outfits. Okay. Like Soonie said, personally, she wouldn't wear it. Personally, I couldn't pull this off. Okay. I couldn't wear this outfit. Number one, my boobs would be busting out of it way too much. I just wouldn't look cute. She looks cute, right? I think she looks cute. But this guy said to me, you know, you might as well just admit that you're not a Christian and that you don't believe in Jesus because the Bible says you can't do this. And I said, well, I get the Bible says that, but the Bible says a lot of things that we do, right? The Bible also says that women shouldn't braid their hair and shouldn't wear pearls and gold. Well, I wear gold every day, so I guess that means I'm fucking going to hell, you know, because I don't follow exactly what the Bible says. And he's like, well, it doesn't say that you have to, we're not all perfect, but you need to believe what the Bible says. You need to stand by it. And I said, okay, but what's the difference between saying the Bible says this and I agree that that's what the Bible says, but I'm still going to wear gold hoops every freaking day of my life? Like, I'm just keeping it real. Do I follow everything the Bible says? No, I don't. No, I don't. And I don't know anybody that does, but we're not going to get into that because that's not what this is about. But like, all I'm saying is the lengths to which people go to like berate you when you have an opinion about something. It's like, okay. He literally was like, well, I guess you like what Cardi B wears. I don't give a fuck what Cardi B wears. I don't care. I don't know.
I mean, I don't think it is fair.
Oh God.
I don't think it is fair to say nobody follows what the Bible says and you don't know anybody because you know several people who do.
No, what I'm saying is like nobody goes without doing some type of thing that goes against the Bible at some point. There is not one person. There really isn't. There are people that, oh, I repent for this, right? I made this mistake. Now you're not supposed to go back and make the same mistake and keep repenting over the same thing over and over again. But my point is like, there are some things that are in the Bible that people don't do.
Well,
just because it was written so long ago and it's not even realistic. You know what I mean?
Well, no,
like,
that's missing context because there are certain things that we're no longer called to do.
Mm-hmm.
So to say that they don't do those things, well, because we're not held to that. There's a new covenant, but like you said, that's another conversation.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say what she's wearing is okay. It's not. Would I wear this? No. But do I think it's okay that she's posting a picture with her cleavage on blast and her shoulders out? No, I don't think it's okay.
And and that's the point is like, you don't have to say it's okay. Just like, I don't have to be like, I'm just disgusted. You know what I mean? But I just think Pearl writing in here, this is getting out of hand.
I mean, I think she might be being a bit hyperbolic because I don't think that she is a Christian.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand a Christian's perspective on why this is just like, why would you wear this out?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why would you wear this out? I would question that. I question women's bathing suits when they go to the beach, when they go to the pool.
Mm-hmm.
This is not your bedroom. You're coming here to swim. There's kids here. So I'm not as like I'm not going to go out of my way to make a post about it. No, like I'm not going to do that. But if you were to show me this and be like, Soonie, what you think about this outfit? I would be like, haram, where the fuck are the rest of your clothes? Like, put some clothes on. But I believe we're supposed to dress modest. That doesn't mean that you can't wear clothes. Like, I personally don't wear tank tops unless I'm in the house. I don't wear them out unless I'm going to the beach, and I have a jacket to cover it.
Yeah.
I personally don't show my cleavage.
Yeah.
So for someone like me, that's going to give very you're loose vibes.
Yeah.
Well,
and I don't even know if this woman is a Christian. I don't know if she considers herself a Christian, right? So why would we hold her to those types of things? Because maybe she doesn't believe in that, right? Again, I go back to the fact that maybe her husband's fine with it. But what he was saying was, because I said what I said, I shouldn't be calling myself a Christian. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'm not, because I wear gold hoops all the time. And if what Carmen's saying is true, I mix fabrics all the time.
I'm sorry.
I'm sinning as we speak. Okay. On multiple levels. I have gold.
I don't know, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I think, and this is me being totally transparent, I think a lot of people get sensitive when Christians speak on what they believe, and they do a lot of projection. If they think you're not a Christian because you think this type of dress is okay, then they think you're not a Christian.
Right. And that's what I said. I'm like, but he was like, you just need to say it. You just need to admit it. Why? You're going to keep talking. And sure enough, I was like, maybe I'm not a Christian. I'm like, surely I'm not, because I'm going to vote for Trump. Like, that right there fucking cancels me out. Okay. So I guess I'm not a Christian. And then he just kept going and going. And I'm like, okay. So you just want to you just want to virtue signal to God that you're on point with the Bible, and you're going to beat me down until I fucking submit and be like, I'm not a Christian. I'm a fucking sinner. I'm the devil incarnate.
Okay, let me ask you this. Do you not think that this is revealing clothing?
No.
Okay.
I don't.
Well, then.
No.
See, to me, that's crazy. The whole top half of her body is showing. You can see the shape of her fucking boobs.
Yeah, I mean, but see, if I was wearing it, it would look 10 times more sluttier because my boobs are bigger, right? So they would be busting out even more. And I'm curvier. It's funny because I used to deal with that a lot at work, for instance, when I would wear shirts that were whatever this is called, scoop neck or whatever, or a V-neck or whatever, that it would be more, or tight, anything fitting to me, right? It would look more revealing because I have more curves and more whatever, versus when a girl who's flat chested has no curves, it looked completely different on her body. So, I personally don't think that this is terrible. I don't know where she's at in this photo. For all I know, she could be in her backyard at a barbecue. I don't know. And if that's the case, that makes this even more justifiable, because you can wear whatever you want at your house. Then people will be like, well, she posted it and men are lusting after her.
Well, yeah.
Get a hold of yourselves, men. I don't know.
Hey, man. This seems to be a topic that's got a lot of people talking. I wouldn't want my woman showing that to everyone on social media. Yeah, my husband would be pretty upset if I posted something like that.
Mine wouldn't.
What if she had straps to her top and her cleavage wasn't showing as much? To me, that would be perfectly fine. If she was wearing, we used to call them wife beaters back in the day, but a lot of girls, especially if you're doing something around the house, or it is Mother's Day and someone's taking a quick picture of you. I have a black one that I wear when I clean the house. There's nothing showing. You can't even see the shape of my boobs unless I turn to the side, because of how black blocks everything to freak out. You can't see anything. So no, that's not revealing. But would I post a picture of myself? No. Do I think there's anything wrong with that? No. There's a video of me sweeping in my sweatpants and my black tank top doing a heel toe. But like I'm saying, I'm not revealing anything. You can't see anything. You can see my arms. So if it had straps, I think it would completely change. But it's specifically because she's showing cleavage. That's why Christians are like, where are your clothes? Why? Honestly, why else are you wearing an outfit like this unless you are trying to show off parts of your body? I think women are in denial about that. Just tell the truth. You're wearing this outfit because you like the way it fits your curves. You're wearing this shirt because you like, ooh, my boobs look nice in this. I'm gonna wear it. Like, come on, we're women.
But I guess, does she have to say all that when she was just posting a Happy Mother's Day and she could be in her backyard? You know what I mean?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's a non-starter.
Yeah.
These are things that we do. So she doesn't have to say, I wanted to take this picture because I know it made my boobs look good. We all know you did. That's why you're wearing it. Or you wouldn't be wearing it. How many times do you see women post pictures? We're talking about modern day times. Post pictures or go outside in anything that they don't know they look good in.
Oh, I would never. First of all, I would not step foot out of the house in anything that I didn't feel good or didn't look good in, regardless of how casual or nice the outfit is. That's me. But I do know girls that like don't give it, like they'll go out with like whatever. Like they'll literally, like my best friend Karen, when I go with her to California, I get a little bit more lax because she's lax about it. She goes out with like no makeup. She'll literally be like, hey, I got to run to my neighbor's house to go drop something off. And she'll be like, get out of bed. Her hair's like in a bun. She's like in her pajama pants. I'd be like, I'll see you in like an hour and a half. I got to shower. I got to get ready. I will not step foot out of my house. Like, will not. And not because I'm doing it for other people. It's more so because I personally am not comfortable with it. I've always been like that. You see me, Soonie. I do this.
Yeah, but this woman
to go nowhere.
She didn't wear this shirt for no reason. I'm just saying. Yeah, I think that's the part. That is, I think what's happening is an oversimplification. She wore the shirt because it made her cleavage look good. Like we don't have to lie to ourselves.
Yeah,
we know why she wore it.
Right.
As far as her comments on he failed as a father, I don't necessarily understand that part. Yeah. I would say, what does her husband think? And I would question why you're okay with your wife posting pictures like that, because it's very revealing. Like it is.
Yeah. See, like Dave, he wouldn't let me like post something crazy like where I look like a total whore, but like, not that I would ever wear a top like this, but like if I posted a picture of me at the pool, he wouldn't be like, you can't post that. He just wouldn't do that.
Is there a picture of the entire outfit?
No, there's not. I think this is a dress though. I think this is a dress. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
I mean, she posted it knowing that she would get a response. So no, she didn't say it, but we don't need women like this is what I mean. Just
come on, Cherie.
Can we just have a moment?
Come on,
where we
Cherie.
tell the truth, bro. Like, why as women do we lie and try to make things innocent all the time? I didn't wear this because I know my butt looked good in it. Yes, you did. Bitch, stop lying. Yes, you did.
Are you kidding me?
I didn't wear this shirt because it was going to show my cleavage. I just like the shirt. Shut up. Why are you lying?
I agree. Listen, I agree with you. Ladies, come on. I don't put on, when I put on an outfit like to go out, okay? I'm not talking about like whatever everyday outfit. I'm like looking at myself in the front and the back and whatever, because I'm trying to see how I look because I care. Come on. Don't front now. Don't make us look bad. Now, do I think she's trying to thirst trap people with a baby? No. I don't think that that's happening. I think that this is probably how she is all the time. She doesn't think about, number one, she's Canadian. Okay. Canadians are a whole nother breed of people. Okay.
Look, if my daughter would have posted something like this, I would have told her to remove this picture immediately. No, like you need to take that picture down and you need to put on some damn clothes. I would say that to my daughter 1000%.
Yeah.
You better not be posting stuff like that, and I see it.
Maybe her husband's like, damn, my wife's boobs look good after breastfeeding that baby. Because girl, mine weren't sitting up like that after breastfeeding. No, ma'am. No, they weren't.
She that probably got a whole pusher bra on the inside of that, bro.
Oh, I'm sure.
Which goes to show even more. You wore this for a reason. You posted this picture because you thought it looked nice, and you know you glanced at your cleavage, Michaela. Whatever your name is. Just tell the truth, shame the devil. It's all right.
Put a 1 in the chat if you guys think that outfit was too revealing. If you agree that the outfit was too revealing. I'm also posting a link here for our StreamYard if you guys want to chime in and, give any thoughts to any of the stories that we're talking about. We'll let you on for a few minutes and you can say your piece, because we always forget to post the link. I'm not saying I am not saying she didn't wear it for these reasons. I'm just saying I don't see an issue. I agree, Cherie. I agree.
Hey, man.
I agree with
if my daughter ever walked around in some clothes like that, we are having a whole conversation. I don't care if she's 25. You could be 30. And I'm pushing my deathbed.
Oh, Lord.
And ma'am, when I'm 30, when my kids are in their 30s, I'll be like almost into my 60s.
You can be one of those.
You need to put on some clothes. I absolutely am going to be one of those. I'm not even going to deny it.
Oh, Soonie.
I am. At least I don't hide it. At least I'm real about it.
Yeah. Your daughter's going to look back and she's going to see these videos and be like, you better not.
She going to know what it is. They already know. I tell them all the time, you need to put clothes on and cover yourself. Stop walking around with your tail out.
I mean, I will say this, because my big thing is like, just because you're a Christian doesn't mean you can't be attractive. And I feel like these women like Pearl, like they just want women to not be attractive because she's not. But but let me say this, ladies, you don't have to like show skin and boobs and wear tight clothes to be attractive. Nope. You can be very attractive in just clothes that fit you well, and that can be something that completely covers every inch of your body. I have seen women dress very, very modestly, but still look extremely sexy. Like what I'd be like, wow, what a beautiful woman. Like she looks sexy. Okay. And not be showing all of her stuff. Okay. So it can be done. There's a line there.
See, so that's going to be the argument that Christians make. So if it can be done, why are you going against the grain to show more of your body? The other reason would be
it's hot. That's why.
You like your assets.
Well, no, because like for me, that too. I like my assets, but like sometimes I'm just hot. You know what I mean? Like if I was going to like an event, I'd be like, damn, like I want to wear something that covers everything up. But then what if I start dancing and, I'm at an event and I'm just like, hey, I don't want to be like hot. And like, I feel like I'm just like burning up.
See, look, you guys would be, just imagine paparazzi taking a picture of me. People would be like, this girl is so plain. Like, how many days in a row are you going to wear sweats? I saw Soonie come outside one or 2 days in some jeans. Bro, I'm wearing comfortable clothes, okay? I wear a t-shirt every day. There's not a time that I don't wear a t-shirt. I wear either some yoga pants or some Nike sports pants or some sweats, bro. That's what you're going to see me in, and some sneakers, maybe some slides.
Yeah.
It's rare if I step out. Like if I'm stepping out, it's because I'm going somewhere with my husband, or we're going out to eat, or there's something nice going on. Then a lot of people will be like, okay, but I've never been told I'm ugly or not attractive because of how I dress, especially, from guys. You can, if you are a pretty girl and you know how to dress yourself, you can walk around in a ball cap, a t-shirt, and some jeans and still pull a guy. I promise you don't got to have your booty cheeks out or even show your cleavage.
So Dave said, like, when I was like talking about what we were going to talk about, Dave's like, half the things that women sit and talk about and obsess about, guys don't even give a thought to, which is true. he's like, guys don't care. Guys do not care. But I mean, there are some guys that do care. I've seen guys that do care, like what their women wear. Like they want to look at it, they want to make sure it coordinates with them. Some guys are weird like that, right? But then some guys are just like, I could care less. I could care less what you wear to bed. I could care less what you wear out. I mean, obviously for the occasion, right? Like if you were going to like a gala and you show up in like a hoodie and some sneakers, your husband's gonna be like, Soonie, like put on something.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, what are you doing? Of
right.
course.
Right, exactly.
But if it's like, hey, I'll meet you at the city council meeting, or even CPAC. If my husband's like, hey, I want to go to CPAC, I'm coming in probably a nice t-shirt, some jeans and sneakers, and I might put a hat on, or I might have my, my silk wrap, or I might have my braids and some sunglasses. But that's how I'm showing up. I'm just not that type of woman. I don't do all that extra shit.
That's that's your aesthetic. You know what I mean? But I do both. I do like the sporty look sometimes, and sometimes I do the super girly look, and sometimes I do I didn't really try it, but I did try look, like Carmen says, I do wish that society as a whole was trending more conservative now. However, it seems that girls are dressing in big baggy clothes like boys, and that's a whole other conversation.
There's nothing new under the sun. Okay. This is just going back to the early 90s. You had TLC, you had Aaliyah. All these girls dressed in those clothes because that was a time period. And then guys will go back to where, guys are into the skinny jeans, sagging tight ass jeans, and then showing off their tight boxer briefs, which is so stupid.
Mm-hmm.
They'll go back to wearing baggy shirts too, because men used to wear 4 t-shirts. Y'all don't remember In My White Tee?
Mm-hmm.
Them franchise boys.
Mm-hmm. The franchise boys. Oh my gosh.
It's just cycling.
Let me say this though, because one day, what was it, 2 weekends ago, I went walking downtown by my house, and there was like a concert or something going on. And so all the people were lined up, and it was a lot of young people. Girls, like I remember when I was in high school, girls were cute. Like they looked girly. They like worried about their hair. And now girls they all look, I hate to say it this way, but they all look like they work at Hot Topic. And they do. They have this like Stranger Things like aesthetic about them. You know what I'm talking about? Like they're just like the girls 70s? Aren't cute. Yeah, they're a little pudgy. Their bodies are weird, probably because of what's in the food now. Like their bodies don't look like the bodies of young girls. Some of them have breasts that are way too big, or they're overweight. I've noticed a change in girls and how they looked like when I was in school. And you had some girls that were like that, but for the most part, like girls
blame body positivity.
Tried a little bit. Yeah. And it's almost like they're like on purpose trying to not look attractive for whatever reason.
Yeah. Because listen, we had the bear and the man conversation in the woods. Apparently men are just so dangerous that they have to walk around looking completely unattractive. That's what I think it is. I think it's like the third wave feminism. And they're like, we have to dress down, because body positivity is a thing. You can walk around and look like a total bum. And if someone were to tell you that you look like a bum, then they're shaming you. Mm-hmm. They're shaming you because they're going to say, well, because I'm not trying to appeal to a man. I've heard my sister's going to be 22 this year. Mm-hmm. I've heard her make these arguments. This is the only reason I know this. They're so worried about doing things to appease men that they purposely go against the grain.
That's so weird.
It is. I asked her, I'm like, what are you going to do when you like have to settle down with the man and you have to do things to appease him? Like, are you going to be able to do that?
Right.
Or are you going to be with a girl? Because my sister's bisexual. Like, how's that going to work for you in the future? I don't think I ever got an answer from her, but I'm probably going to ask her that coming soon. I'm going to try to figure out a way to word it because I want to know. I kind of want to understand it too.
She's probably going to have to be with the girl because the girl's going to be the only one to put up with her shit.
That's what I'm saying. That is what I'm saying.
Oh, man. That's weird. That's weird.
You know what? This is a quick story. Mm-hmm. I was having debates in Discord about why women go to the same sex. And after I had been having that conversation for a few weeks, this YouTube channel pops up in my feed. Easy and Natalie. You guys go look this up. Easy X Natalie. And I think this entire thing is scripted, but this whole channel sucked me in because I was so like captivated and disturbed at the same time. So Natalie is the straight girl who had a gay best friend. Okay. Both of these girls came together and they started doing prank videos, and they had their brother, their sisters, you know, their family. It was like a family channel. Eventually they get very popular and they start their own channel. Okay. It's probably about 4 years worth of videos on there. And slowly but surely it goes from pranks to like, I'm in love with my best friend. This is no bullshit.
Oh, weird.
This is why I think it's scripted. I'm like, your friend who's been straight her whole life is interested in you, and you're a woman who she's never looked at. And we're expected to think that this girl hasn't been gay this entire time. Well, long story short, they start to like eventually explain why she finds her best friend attractive, right? And it's what we're talking about now. These two women are willing to put up with each other's bullshit and then apologize. Like they were having a counseling session and they got 3.2 million views. They're having a counseling session and they talk about how they apologize to each other for how they speak.
Oh, what? Only women.
You know what, Mo? I didn't like the way you talked to me right there. You know,
oh,
like,
God.
I don't really like how you're talking to me.
I'd be like, we're really freaking doing this right now.
But the other girl's like, you know what? And I heard her. And when I just started responding and giving her apologies and letting her know that I hear her, our relationship got 1,000 times better. And I'm like, you're apologizing for talking because they took what you said wrong, or they're interpreting that you're coming off in a rude way. And you're like, oh, I'm just talking. I'm not gonna apologize to you for how I'm talking. Look up this channel, bro.
Do you think
like, what the world?
Do you think that it morphed from the whole like prank channel to like lesbian thing because that's where the times are going and they realize that like
that's what I think. I think these two women are plants. I think YouTube found them. They're actresses,
or they were told to start moving it in that direction.
Yes, they were told to start doing this, and now she still calls herself straight. I'm like, you're not straight. You like a girl.
That's so weird.
And the girl who's gay, she dresses like a boy, but she's not a boy. It's so weird, bro. You gotta watch this channel. When I tell you, you're gonna be like, I wanted to figure this out.
What's the name of it?
Easy X Natalie.
Easy X Natalie. That almost sounds familiar. Huh.
They were on the news. They like went viral together. They did Vine. They did TikTok. Like I said, it was a family channel, and then it morphed into like this whole LGBTQ thing. It's so weird.
Well, that's kind of like the Ace family, right? Like they started out as the family channel, and now they're like divorced. Well, I think I don't know if they're really divorced. I think that deep down in me, I think that that's all staged too. But you know, now like the dad is like off living in a trailer on the property and he does all kinds of crazy weird stunts.
Yeah.
And she has her own thing. And so now people are kind of paying attention because they've created this like drama. So I'm like, is this all part of it? Is this all part of the shtick?
I think that's what it is, man.
Maybe we need to create something like that. You know what I mean?
No, we don't. No. We would stop being friends if there was like that type of shift that I'm talking about. I would love Mo.
Well, not that we become lesbians, but like,
okay.
No, I'm saying like we create some type of drama. I'm saying we create some type of drama.
Okay. People would be like, where the fuck is Soonie? I had to get up out of there.
Yeah.
I feel like we're almost past the times of being sexually attracted and procreating enough. We are.
That's
I think
really
we're
scary.
well past that.
I think that's kind of the point because they're trying to slow down, you know, they're trying to minimize the population.
Do we have the ability for call-ins?
So you can click on it, Carmen, and not do video.
You can turn your video off. You don't have to show your video at all.
Yeah. That's crazy. Good topic though.
Yeah. Put some damn clothes on.
Yeah.
Jordan Peterson's daughter.
And
Somebody
fuck
want to
you,
see
Pearl.
your titties.
Fuck you, Pearl.
Pearl is horrible. I'll agree with you there. I don't like Pearl at all. I think she's horrific.
Yeah, I can't wait for her to go away. Somebody expose. Well, I've seen plenty of things exposing her. She had like some friend of hers like went on some show and she was like, she literally is putting this all on as an act. Did you see that?
I saw that.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy, Mo? Is Bryson called me. He said, Soonie, bro, this is white girl on TikTok who does the same thing you do. I think you should start posting way more videos and reacting to relationships on TikTok. And I was like, okay. This is back when I didn't care about TikTok. And then probably a month later, he had a podcast with her. And I'm like, who is this Pearly Things chick?
Oh, it was her?
She just popped. It was her. It was her. Bryce, I remember he called me and was like, bro, you better hop on this. And you know me, I'm like, whatever. I wouldn't have lasted though, because I'm not, playing Captain Save-A-Ho for men. This is not happening.
You call yourself the Black Pearl.
You know what?
What?
That sounds like a shtick. I might change my name on Twitter to the Black Pearl.
There you go.
Mo. Ooh.
Mo does it again. Damn it. I get 10%. Okay.
10%.
10%. All right. Let's talk about CPS, mama. So shout out to Right Wing Angel because he's the one that posted this that I saw. Where I saw this first, but then everybody started hopping on this. And I'm going to take you through my emotions, okay? In watching this video. Have you seen this, Soonie?
I've seen it. Yeah.
Okay. So let's watch first for the people who have not seen it.
I was at the firehouse for like 3 hours. And I was trying to figure out what to do. And then they called the cops, and then the cops came, and I talked to the cops, and then they brought us up here to Children's Services. So with that being said, before they take custody of them, does anybody want them? So yeah, I done reached out, no response, no nothing, and I'm tired. I'm over it. I let the fuck out of them, but like I said, if anybody wants to take custody of them or whatever, we are up here at Children's Services. I think she about to walk back in here.
Hey, what's your plan for tonight? We're gonna have you sit in the lobby. I've got to interview the kids. Did the police bring you in with the kids?
No, I drove. I just followed them.
Okay. And they had the kids in their car, did you?
Yeah, they had the kids and the medic with them.
Okay. So if you want to sit in the lobby, I'm going to interview them, and my supervisor is going to look for a plan to see if we can come up with something. But currently, agency does have custody. They gave us custody. I don't know if they explained that to you.
Mm-mm.
When the police bring the kids in, they give us what's called law. It's emergency custody, just because they have concerns.
Yeah, because I'm overwhelmed. My health is. Yeah, like I don't have no help with them at all.
So I'm going to go back and interview the kids. And right now, it's out of dependency. So it's no fault of anybody's.
Mm-hmm.
But anything can change. If somebody tells me something, it could be different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I have a question. I still have like clothes and stuff. Can I bring their clothes up here, or do you guys get all new clothes? Or
It will depend. Depending on where they go. If they go to a foster home, they'll provide the clothes. They don't usually take clothes from outside because of bed bug concerns and stuff.
Yeah, although I don't have none, but yeah.
Okay, I know, but you
I know.
understand from foster parents.
I would feel the same.
Yeah, if you're bringing kids into your home, you're not going to always trust that.
And
And if
now,
they have special things like blankets or toys, when you get assigned a caseworker, you can always.
Okay, so that was the first video that I saw. Okay. Now there was another video that carries on that I'm going to play because I want you to hear that, because this first video, I was like, as a mom, I was like, I can't even imagine ever doing this. Like, I would do whatever I had to do. First of all, you had these kids, they're your responsibility. You don't just get to just drop them off. Okay. That's not how this works. You're overwhelmed. So what? Make it work. Okay. I was pissed when I saw this and I was like, you're a piece of shit mother. I have zero respect for you. And to me, she seemed like she really didn't care. She was just like, I have clothes. You want me to bring them? You want me to drop them off? I didn't see her asking any questions. And then I saw this video. Okay.
because I love them, and this is hard. Like,
And sorry for the volume. This is a lower volume video and I can't do anything about it.
this is killing me. But it's for the better. Like, it's for me to get my life better and focus on my schooling, my career, my health. Number one, my health, so I don't fucking die, because I can't do shit for them if I'm dead. I can't stop stressing if I don't have help, So it's like, and it's like the dads didn't want to help me. They wanted to see me beat. I done lost everything so many fucking times. But you know what? Like I said, I'm going to come back for them. And as far as the whole foster whole thing, like, will it be open? Will I still be able to, like, see them, bring them gifts and stuff? Like,
what they'll do is they'll set up visitation for you, usually here at the agency or a designation place, whatever works, and you'll be able to see them weekly.
okay, that's even better, that I can still see them.
Oh yeah, you'll get to see them,
and I can still provide for them, right?
Correct. You
Birthdays. Because I
Because
love them, and this is hard. Like, this is killing me.
Yeah.
But it's for the better. Like, it's for me to get my life better and focus on my schooling, my career, my health. Number one, my health, so I don't fucking die.
It's repeating.
Birthdays.
Gifts and have all that.
Yeah, because, like, it's only so much I can do. I mean, I just finished my last medical class today, so it's like I just have to study for my
What school did you go to?
I'm in 2 different colleges right now.
Okay.
One is through OSU for my national medical assistant license. I had to try to open the light or something, And I made sure I told them that earlier. I made sure I told them that there's nothing wrong, and they didn't do anything wrong, and I don't want them to think that they're not enough, because they're everything I ever wanted. I'm coming back for them. I don't care, y'all. I'm telling you, respectfully from my mouth, whatever hoops you guys throw at me, no matter how you guys try to spin it, I'm coming back for my kids, and I am going to get my kids. So I blocked.
Okay. So then I saw that video and we're going to pause here for a second, but I have more to show you. I saw that video and I was like, okay, maybe I jumped the gun a little bit on this. Cause she really, she got me with the tears and I'm in school and it's just really hard and I'm going to come back for them. And I really care. And I don't want to think it's them. I was like, okay, this woman fell on hard times, clearly. And let me just give a little bit of grace. And then I saw a video Brandon posted, and even Brandon was like, oh my God, this is really breaking my heart. Like, can somebody get me in contact with this woman? Because I would actually offer to take her kids in for her, maybe offer her a job, whatever she needs to get back on her feet. And I was like, wow, that's really cool, right? So I started doing my investigative work to find her. And I come across an interview, but not before I came across her Instagram page. And I know Soonie sometimes is like, well, we can't always judge by that because, circumstance, blah, 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 whatever. You guys can look at her Instagram page. I'll show it to you really quick so you guys can see if you guys want to go check it out yourself. But it made me want to go and kind of dig deeper because there were these pictures. This is the first thing I clicked on was her, fumbling through this cash dump, thinking, this is somebody who said she didn't have money to keep her kids and she's struggling. And here she is offering a class for $250 on how do you build a business. So I was just like really confused. We got to let Carmen in. Hey, Carmen, hold on one second. And then I, start seeing the usual suspects of pictures like this, pictures of her shaking her ass, pictures of her here, all leading to an OnlyFans page. She was a stripper. I wasn't even judging her then because I was like, well, she was doing what she had to do to feed her kids, whatever. Then I come across, give me just a second. Let me just pull this down for a second. I come across this interview. And I'm not going to play this whole interview because it is a very long interview, but I will post the link below so you can see it. But this is the girl right here. And she's interviewing with this girl named Neek at Night. And she goes into telling her entire story. Because this woman, she's not buying the bullshit. Basically, this girl picks horrible men, okay? Drug dealers. She herself smoked marijuana, admittedly, on the show while she was pregnant with her children. She basically gave the guy she was dating money so that they could buy bundles of pills so they could sell the pills. And she continued to get pregnant, okay? People commended her for not killing the babies and for not getting an abortion and all this other stuff. And yes, that is great. At the end of the day, I think CPS needs to take these children and never give them back to her because she clearly cannot put her children in a good environment. All she could talk about in here was building generational wealth, okay? And setting her children up for success when she herself cannot set herself up for success. So I don't know if you guys have seen this, but I will definitely post the link so you guys can watch it later. But it is, I was dumbfounded by it. Did you know all this stuff, Soonie, before I talked about it? All this development?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Disgusting. What do you think?
I'm grateful that she handed the kids over and didn't do anything else.
Yeah.
And I left it there because I don't know. There's a soft spot in my heart for things like this because, like I said, addiction is kind of rampant in my family.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a cousin who was like really, really strung out on crack and heroin. And she wasn't taking care of her kids. I remember, I'm not going to say names, but I remember my cousins coming over to play because their dad lived up the street from me. And they smelled horrid, right? Just terrible. And I remember my mom bringing them in, bathing them, giving them my clothes, and throwing their clothes away. She washed their hair. She redid their hair. She took them to, we had a store called Value City.
Mm-hmm.
Took them to Value City to make sure they had clothes. And I was more grateful that her mom did hand over the kids versus her taking care of them herself. Now, my cousin ended up ultimately succumbing to her addiction. She died. She became a vegetable and she died.
Mm-hmm.
I think when they were teenagers. So I think she's a shit mom, but I also don't know her story. I get like you're making shitty choices, which we should absolutely hold her accountable. But she did what she felt was best.
Mm-hmm.
She says, you know what? I can't take care of you. Clearly, she does not want to. That's obvious by her. I'm tired. I'm in school. I'm in this. You did all that, but you had kids, so you got to make that work. So clearly, she's of the mindset of, when I get stable, to all of us, because I don't know this woman, when I get stable, I'm coming back for them, right? I just can't do it right now. This is too tough. Is she a quitter? Yes, she's a quitter. Is she a shit mom? Yes. But she handed her kids over to a place that she felt was safe. I'm glad she did that and nothing else happened.
So just to clue you in, and this video that I posted, it has the whole entire backstory. And then this lady also interviewed her mother as well.
Huh?
And in the middle of this interview, a woman who she says is her sister comes up to the window to give her a plate of food because she's doing this interview from her car. And the woman who's interviewing her says, well, couldn't they take your kids? They came and gave you a plate of food. Because she's like, yeah, we're over here celebrating Mother's Day. And I'm thinking in my head, what are you celebrating exactly? You just gave your kids up. What are you celebrating? Even if you made the right decision, I would be destroyed. You know what I mean? But she's over there celebrating. But she didn't give her kids to CPS. And truth be told, that by her, that was the third time her kids had been with CPS. The first 2 times they were taken from her because the kids were living in poor condition. She was sleeping in abandoned buildings with them because of the guys she was choosing to be with and the fathers. She has 5 children. One of the times the children, like you said, they smelled very bad and CPS took them and then gave them back to her. So this has been a cycle for these kids. The kids are not with her. They're actually split up amongst, I think, 3 or 4 families who were not assigned by CPS. They were 3 or 4 families that she herself was able to get to take the kids. So I don't know who she didn't say anything about who those people were, if they were family, if they were friends, but she said her mother and her sisters and her family, they've helped her too many times and they can't help her again. And I think she has 3 baby daddies. 2 of the kids are twins, but 5 kids in total.
Well, listen, I'm glad they're no longer with their mother or that other family. She's a shit mom.
Yeah.
But at least she did this. At least my cousin had sane family who weren't addicted and they were like, yeah, no, you're not in a position to do this. And they, eventually took those kids, and my cousins are doing pretty well in life now.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I don't really care about her. Like, I feel like people are giving her too much attention, and the only people that should have the support and the attention are those kids, wherever they may be. That's where I think all of the attention should go to, because I've seen this woman posted everywhere, and to me, people are you're making her the martyr.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying, oh, she's a single mom, man, she just can't do it. My mom had me, okay? My mom didn't have 5 kids, but my mom had me, and I watched my mom struggle on welfare, on Section 8, on food stamps for a good portion of my life. And she never dropped me off at CPS. Okay. And my dad didn't do much. I love my dad now. We've had this conversation, but it's not like it's not doable and it's impossible. This is just a quitter. So let the bitch quit.
1000%. That's why I said, like, I wasn't even going to hate on her for the stripping and the OnlyFans and the whatever, because I'm like, you got to do what you got to do, right? You made bad choices. You got to do what you got to do. But yeah, she's definitely a quitter, but I just kind of wanted to take people through all the different phases of what I went through watching this story and how I was like,
you went through that?
No. Like, I went through like, she's a piece of shit, to, I feel sorry for her, to, never mind. I heard the whole story.
Yeah.
I don't really feel sorry for her. I feel sorry for the kids.
Yeah. That's the soft spot for me, is them. They're
split up. Okay. I don't know where their dads are. I don't know one of the dads is dead. One of the dads is dead. He killed them.
I saw that video.
Yeah.
I saw that video. Yeah.
So anyways, Carmen, sorry to keep you waiting.
No, ladies, I'm actually very much enjoying listening to this conversation. So thanks for letting me pop on.
What's going on?
I kind of, when I saw what the story was going to be next about this girl, I was like, oh yeah, I want to comment on that, because I kind of went through the similar stages that you did with your feelings on it.
Yeah.
Like, 1 second, the first second I saw her, I was like, okay, this sucks, but I felt bad for her. you know, and I kind of did feel bad for her. I was like, you know what? I understand what being a single mom feels like, and I understand the overwhelm at times. And I only have one child. Like, and I've never been to the point where I wanted to give my child away, but I could understand if I didn't have maybe the family dynamic or the friends that I have or the love that I had. Sorry, my dog wants to play all of a sudden, of course, because the second I start talking, the dog wants to play. If I didn't have my background or certain things in my life that made my heart as big as it is, maybe I would be like, you know what, this is too much. I can't do this. Like, luckily I'm strong enough as an individual to be able to do it. And again, one child versus 5, there's probably not a whole lot of comparison. And luckily her dad is in her life. It's just that he lives far away, so he can't see her very often. But yeah, I actually felt bad. And I saw the reason I actually got a little tiny bit annoyed with some of the posts, because I saw this one account called Fathers Lives Matter. I posted it, and he bashes a lot of women. I think he gives me red pill vibes a little bit, although a lot of his posts are pretty good and spot on. Like he posts a lot of very toxic women and mothers and people who are taking advantage of men.
Yeah.
And there is a lot of validity to that. But he said something that just annoyed the hell out of me. And he's like, there's no immense pressure with being a single mother. This is like no big deal. So she should be able to just deal with it, you know? And I have to disagree with that. Like, there's an immense amount of pressure, like to make money, to show up for school every day, to have lunches, to do all the events, to family functions, to just, and then she says she's trying to get an education, this girl. So if she's trying to get an education, and that's true, then she's got a whole lot of other stuff on her plate. And this is all part of the cancer that we find ourselves in our society of, like, non-traditional families anymore. Right.
Yeah.
Like you had mentioned earlier about me and my situation. Like, I didn't choose to be divorced. I didn't go into life wanting to be divorced. I learned the hard way, you know, and then I rolled with the punches, and it's like, okay, then I made the best of my situation. And luckily my daughter's dad and I are really good friends. We help each other out, and everything is about her and making sure that our daughter has the best life possible. And we are invited to each other's houses for family functions, and we all get along. We are still family. We still have love for each other. And that is the way it's going to be. And it was hard at first, but I was like, this is the way I want it to be, because my parents never spoke to each other my whole life, and his parents never spoke to each other his whole life. So let's create something different in our scenario as best as we can. But I mean, the cancer with society is like, women, go get your careers. You know, like, obviously she feels pressure to get a career. She's talking about, oh, I'm at 2 colleges and I'm doing this. If that's true, then obviously she's trying to come up, and she's posting stuff about making money and all this other stuff. And that's great. I mean, she has to do what she has to do. If she's a single mom and she doesn't have any help or child support or dads in the life or whatever, she's got to figure it out.
Yeah.
But it's like, the fact that we're having all these babies out of wedlock to begin with is proliferating the issue, you know?
Yeah.
And where are the fathers need to take a role in this too. It's not, that's the thing I hate about the red pill community and like this Fathers Lives Matter page, is that they take no ownness over the scenario whatsoever. Like, not an ounce.
Right.
It's 100% the women. They are the gateway. They have the keys to the vagina. Therefore, they are the gateway to everything that a man wants. Therefore, it's their responsibility to police it, stop it, start it. It's all on them. And so anything cancerous that happens in a relationship or a marriage or with children or with anything, they blame the woman. And I just can't get on board with that. I mean, there's 3 daddies here, you said 3 baby daddies.
I believe.
And then this woman. So there's 4 people involved here that all have ownness to this situation. And this woman's the only one that's in the hot seat. right? Where's the other ones? Well, one of them you said passed. The other two, where are they? And it is sad. Like, you know, my mom had to give me to my grandparents for a little while when she was struggling, and when, you know, she was very immature when she had me. She was 18 and super immature. I lived with my grandparents for many years. But if she didn't have that, what would she have done? I don't know. I remember staying at her friends' houses for extended periods of time too, like with their kids. And so she had like some place of reprieve. And so if this woman doesn't have that, I can understand a breaking point, but it sounds like she is also a little selfish. But at the same time, you have 5 kids and you're young and immature, you are automatically selfish.
And that's what I was going to say is when you do take the time, if anybody takes the time to watch this, I watched the whole thing. It's not that she gave them up because she doesn't have the money to support them. She gave them up because she says, my children deserve to live a lavish lifestyle and I can't give that to them. Okay. So she has a place to stay. She says, I have a very nice house. She posted a picture of the Cadillac, brand new Cadillac sedan she drives actually. But she's like, it's just so hard because it takes, you know, driving all day to do Uber Eats. And, you know, by the time I'm done filling up my gas tank, it's like, lady, welcome to the life that like 80% of people live, which is doing what you got to do. Now, the fact that you feel like your kids need to live lavishly, and if they can't, you're going to give them up. That's crazy. Like, I would understand giving them up because you can't afford to put food in their mouth. But you just gave them up because she said, I was just tired and I needed to do me. That's basically what she said. I wanted to be able to go to school. I wanted to be able to like work more, because she said after posting these videos that she couldn't wait to get back in the club and shake her ass on the pole. That's what she said.
Gosh.
Right. So she wants to get all this money, but her kids deserve to be with their mother. And I guarantee you, kids don't care about a lavish lifestyle. They want to be with their mother.
Yeah, they do.
It's sad.
I don't know.
It's the most important thing of all. That's the most important. You know, again, there's a cancer in our society. We glorify Hollywood. We glorify lavish things, as you just mentioned, lavish things. We glorify these things instead of glorifying family units and absolute love and unconditional love and cuddling with your kids and making memories that are free and all of the things that money can't buy and that money never brings. Never brings you happiness. I mean, look at all the wealthy, rich people in the world and look at how absolutely miserable they are. So this is something that I feel like we need to correct course in society and get back to a place where we understand what's actually valuable and what's actually going to bring this mother some fulfillment, which is like once she figures out A, who her Lord and Savior is, and B, like where actual security and love and happiness and joy comes from, which is not from money. And she's got it all wrong, you know?
Right. Yeah. What are we going to say, Soonie?
I don't think she is the best thing for them. No. I think
definitely not the way she is. No, but a regular mother would be, right?
Yeah, a regular mom would be, but these kids are better off without her. And I'm only saying this because I'm using anecdotal experience here. You can really fuck your kid up by trying to prove something to yourself, if that makes sense. While you're trying to prove something to yourself, make sure you're being 1000% honest with yourself about where you are. I guarantee you she does this type of shit in front of her kids. I wouldn't be surprised if that's one of her kids recording her doing that shit.
Probably, so, right?
I'm glad that, you know, CPS and that whole system is disgusting. You know, there are more kids who face sexual abuse in those situations than not. And I'm hoping that that's not the type of fate that those kids face. But who knows if they were even, who knows if they weren't already facing that in her care, given she's going around with a bunch of different men You have
Yeah.
5 children, 3 different dads. You're staying in abandoned homes. Who knows what these kids went through before this is her final time just saying, you know what, I quit. I am happy. I am. I've seen my family alone. Okay. And I'm not saying that my mother and my aunties, they didn't do the best that they could. They did. But if I could go back and change my life and change the set of circumstances that we were put in, 1000% I would. I would. And I wouldn't think twice about it. And I would hope that my mom wouldn't think twice about it.
Like in
'Cause
what
like I
way do you
said,
mean? Like what would you change?
I wish my mother was more selfless. I wish she would have I don't want to say she didn't always put her best foot forward because I'm not trying to bash my mom here. But I wish she was more intentional about being a mom instead of me just being around for the rodeo, if that makes sense. I was kind of just there while my mom was living. Like my mom got remarried. My mother got married when I was 11. Prior to that, I saw my mom with several different guys. I saw all those guys disrespect her in some sort of way. Those guys moved in, they moved out. They were there, they weren't there. Okay. And me just being there, I had to watch my mom go through all this. And as a result of her going through this, she then took a lot of these frustrations out on me. And I wish she would have been more intentional. You're like, you know what? I do have a kid. Let me focus on this. Like, be less selfish and be more selfless. Sacrifice something. And because I can see that this woman is not willing to do that at all, those kids, in my opinion, are in a far better position.
Yeah, for sure.
Like if I could have lived with one of my aunts for a few years, you know, while she figured out what she needed to figure out, I would have been grateful.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. But like, I wish she would have done a little more, but we're here. I went through these experiences. I'm the person I am today because of these experiences. But you know, hindsight is 2020. And when you get older and you start having kids, you can definitely pinpoint where your parents just like really did a freaking number on you.
Right. I just pray because she did choose where her kids went. I pray that
she did a good job. Yes.
Because she sure can't pick men, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, and I know some people don't know that this happens, but you know, people do sell their kids' social security numbers for tax purposes, and she could have worked out some type of deal. I don't know. I'm not going to say, but like, I don't know. I don't know how she's doing all these interviews. There's tons of interviews. I mean, she is making her rounds. And that again speaks to the culture of do what you got to do to go viral. Like what's her name? Risa Tisa did, right? Like you're going to make your tragedy. You're going to make your tragedy your come up. Yes. And this is just sad all around. So anyways,
family member, like who ended up taking the kids?
She didn't say who took the kids, but she said it wasn't her mom. It wasn't her sisters because they had helped her a lot and they weren't going to be able to help her again. So
that's crazy.
They're probably sick of her shit is what it is. Like, they're like, stop picking these guys.
Yeah, but don't punish those kids, man. Like, what do they have to do with their shitty mom?
Yeah.
Well, CPS is one of the most dangerous places for kids too. So I have such a bone to pick with them all the time. I've seen them do so many things.
Yeah. And shame on them for not doing their due diligence and looking at this girl. And I mean, now that she's doing all these interviews, they should be like, wait a minute, maybe we do need to take these kids back in. But I guarantee you, CPS probably does not have the resources for these 5 kids.
They don't. They're going to put them into a home where the adults in that home want to check, because I'm going to be honest, that's another situation that I have experience in. Yeah. I knew so many foster parents coming up in the church that were mean to their foster kids, like mean, but they collected a check. So I don't think I'm the right person to talk to about this. I'm gonna be honest.
No,
I'm super biased on this.
Same. Same. I used to do mortgages a long time ago, and one of the guys that I did a mortgage for, I was like, so what is your profession? And I was taking down all of his information and stuff. And he's like, he didn't really want to say what he does, but he had 5 foster kids all the time rotating through his house. And he was basically a full-time rotational foster parent that just did this for a job. His job was taking in kids, getting $750 per kid per month. And that was the income that he used to buy a house, was the $750 a month that he got for those foster kids.
Fucking crazy, dude.
Wow.
That was his income. That was his only income. He had no other income.
You'd be shocked, Mo, how many people do this, and especially in church. That should be the one place where these kids find some sort of refuge, but it's not.
And I imagine there's some trafficking that goes on in those situations of kids, like pornographic stuff.
Tell you this.
Who's monitoring? You know what I mean?
The 2 boys that I knew growing up that were in foster cares are both flaming homosexuals.
Yeah, it's a lot of sexual abuse. And there's, at least in certain states, I used to do a lot of fighting with CPS back in the day because of the vaccine mandates in California. And if you didn't get your child all their vaccines, then CPS would get called on you. So we had to learn all of the rules and how to talk to them and how to, anyway. But one of my friends who lives in Oregon, she was in foster care. Her daughter was in foster care for a little while she was in jail. She was in jail for curing her daughter of cancer with CBD oil. Long story.
You sent me this story. Yeah, I remember this.
It's a crazy. Actually, you guys should maybe have them on if you want. But so she was in foster care, and they learned the hard way that although they do background checks on the primary foster parent, they do not do background checks on any of the people who live in the house. Only the person who registers as the foster parent, but they can have their boyfriend living there, their adult children living there, their brothers and sisters living. They can have all these random people living in the house and none of them get background checked. Only the primary foster parent.
Yep.
Dang.
And so she was molested. She was abused by the husband or boyfriend, one of the two, of the foster mom. It was awful. Anyway. But I mean, there's so many things wrong with CPS, and the fact that people do get money. I mean, obviously they need it, but it's like a catch-22. They need the money because how else are they going to afford to take in children that are not theirs? But at the same time, then people abuse that system, and then they take in 3-4 kids all the time so that they have a constant flow of money coming in, and they don't care about the kids. They just want the money. So it's a total catch-22.
That's crazy. Wow.
She's trash. She's trash. If anything, America, people who are watching, everybody who's all tuned in, you should make it your business to know where those kids are and offer some sort of oversight, since the government's not going to do it. They don't care. So just being honest, bro. They don't. The state and the city don't give a fuck about these kids.
No, they actually want them in the system as long as possible, because that's the way that CPS makes money from the state. CPS gets their funding from the state for how many days and how many kids they have in the CPS system. So if you're not in the system, they're not making money. So that's also a part of the problem. It's like, it's a business for CPS as well. And then there's these other organizations, nonprofit organizations, that will go in and like be an advocate for the foster children. Like there's one called CASA. It's Court Appointed Special Advocates. And CASA will go in and like, they'll have an advocate that meets with one foster kid once a month, and they ask them questions like, how are you doing? How are you feeling? Are you, and they'll kind of advocate for them in court and make sure that the children are getting their needs met, like as a fail safe, because the CPS system and then the foster parents might be corrupt and all that stuff. So then there's other organizations that come in to try to prevent that. But I swear, when I volunteered for CASA before, and I've seen some of these people that walk through with the kids as their CASAs, as their court appointed special advocates, and I'm looking at these CASAs and I'm like, that guy, this kid looks absolutely miserable or terrified. That guy is doing something to this kid. I can feel it.
Oh my
And there's
God.
like nothing you can do. It's like there's all these legal things, and these kids are so afraid to say anything because they know they're going to go home and get abused if they say anything.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not always believed because they're told that everybody's just lying to get out of their foster home and all this stuff. It is the most terrifying situation and place for a child. Like one of my first dreams was to just save all the foster children, but there's 65,000 of them in California, so that's not really very feasible.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a really broken system, and it's something that nobody ever really talks about ever.
Yeah. No, they don't. And I've heard a lot of the stuff that you guys are talking about, but for sure, like when we, look at stories like this, to highlight something like that, because let's just say she really had good intentions, when she handed over her kids. Then there's that whole other layer of, is she really doing the right thing because she's handing it over to a government agency who's probably not going to do their due diligence? And it just adds a whole nother, God, I feel sorry for those kids, man. Every kid in foster care.
Mm-hmm.
That's terrible. Terrible.
It is the worst place for a child. My heart weeps for those kids in foster care for sure. And it's funny because you see the commercials on TV all the time about adopt your local dogs and cats, blah, 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 right? Like they're constantly pushing you to adopt. Don't breed. Don't have more, kittens and dogs, puppies. Go down to your local shelter, adopt. There's tons of animals. They're constantly pushing this on TV, at least when I used to watch TV years ago.
Yeah.
They never, ever talk about the 65,000 foster care kids in California.
Mm-hmm.
Never once seen them talk about that. Never once seen anybody highlight that. Instead, you have people trying to buy children and use surrogates and all this other stuff. Hello, there's 65,000 of them sitting there that don't have homes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then the shitty part is they make adoption so difficult. That's why people go to other countries to adopt, because they make it so hard here in the United States and so expensive. So that's the other side of it too. Is if you're not, well off, the chances of you being able to adopt a child are slim. It's a very expensive process, a legal process,
Mm-hmm.
So
foster adoption though is free.
Is different.
They pay you just like they pay the foster parents $750 a month. They pay you $750 a month, and you take in the child as a foster adoption parent who's planning to adopt. So you're in like a different lane, and there's only certain kids eligible for that lane, I guess, because if they're considered like long-term in the foster care system, then they can be eligible to adopt. But a lot of kids they just know they're going to be in like for a month or 2 months, and then so they're not adoptable. But yeah, so you go into a certain lane, and then they pay you $750 a month until the process is completed. But it doesn't always get completed, because let's say the mom's like a drug addict in jail and she gets out and she gets sober for 30 days, she can get her kids right back.
Wow.
But it's like this cycle. So you might be, on the 11th hour of adopting this baby that you've had for 2 years. And I've seen this happen to people. They've had babies for 2 years. They've never even known their mother at all, except like the day of birth or like for a month or something. And then I had a friend who had the child for 2 years. The mother got out of jail, got sober for 30 days, got the kid back. Never even knew the mom. I mean,
is it standard protocol like that before they go the route of like trying to get these kids into like a foster home of a complete stranger, that they try to find the father, they reach out to parents and blood relatives first? Or
they say that reunification is their first priority. So yes, they will reach out to anybody that's the next of kin, like yes, fathers and grandmothers. In fact, I'm in a situation, I have an aunt who's dealing with this, and she's like, you're probably going to get a letter asking you if you want to adopt my grandson. And I'm like, what? Because he's in the system. And so they do reach out to all the family members to see if they would like to take them in. And of course, it's always mother and father first. And if mother is sober for 30 days, mother gets a chance at the kid again. And the kid can go in and out of foster care for years. And it's so trying on the child, obviously, and the foster parents. So foster adoption is more difficult because of that. You have to deal with the potential of reunification.
Right.
But it's a necessary, like, it's a beautiful thing for people that can be foster parents and deal with that nonsense. Like, I commend them. For people who are good foster parents.
Yeah.
I
mean, aside from just like the system itself, like dealing with all the hurdles going through the system, then you have to think about you're bringing, like, it depends on what age, right? Obviously, if you're bringing a baby in, but what if the baby was born to a drug addicted mother? What if you're bringing in older kids and you have kids and now you have a whole nother dynamic in your house? There's so much responsibility that goes into it, because like on the surface, I think, oh, like I would love to do that. I would love to like open my home to kids or whatever, but I consider it a responsibility, whether you birth these children or not. If you say you're going to help raise your kids or somebody's kids, it is a huge responsibility. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's just a shame that we are where we are. There are certain cultures, I think it's like the Asian culture, that they're like almost never in foster care. Like you never see Asian kids in foster care ever. Like you don't see them. In California, you see mostly like Hispanics and then a mix of like whites and blacks, but you never see Asian kids ever. And there's a ton of Asians here. So it's also like they take care of each other. They all live in one house and they're like, you're not going anywhere. Like we're all a family.
True.
There's like grandma, mom, kids, like great grandkids, sometimes all living in the same house, and they'll do that forever. And they're totally happy with it.
Yeah.
And it's some of it's cultural, but some of it is obviously economic. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So I hope those kids are in a better place than with their twerking mother.
Me too. I hope she doesn't get it back.
I guarantee you she will. And she'll be back on social media doing the same song and dance.
Yeah. But you know what, Soonie? Like, I was listening to you talk about your mom. And I had a very similar experience. My mom was sort of like emotionally unavailable and like not as present and didn't like really parent me as much. I was more felt like I was just there whenever I could possibly be there or whatever. And we've healed from that. We've come full circle, and she's so proud of the person that I am, and she absolutely adores me, and she would give me the shirt off of her back. She's still emotionally distant, I have to say. But she does the best that she can possibly do, and she would do anything for me. If I told her I need you right now, she would drive 2 hours to come get me. She would do anything. But it made you like how strong and assertive and alert, like wise and all that stuff, made you more aware of the outside world. Because if you have to take care of yourself more, right, then you become more aware of hyper aware maybe of the outside world, so that you can like protect yourself from anything else coming in.
Man.
I think it kind of made us like strong and vigilant and you know what I mean?
Too
like,
strong.
Yeah, true. But at the same time, it's like I see some of my friends that I grew up with who had like these like maybe helicopter parents or different parents that I thought I wanted, and my friends are like a mess, and I'm like, well, maybe my mom.
It wasn't so bad, right?
Yeah, my mom. I mean, I went through hell and boot camp, like childhood boot camp hell when I was younger, but shit. Look at me now. I'm like pretty strong. I'm like a good person. It's like, I always say like the people that go through the most adversity and come out the other side, those are the stories of inspiration. If you don't have any adversity and challenges. You don't have all of that. There's no inspiration to be had. Nobody's going to look at you and be inspired by you or awed by you. Like, you have to go through the fire and keep on going. Otherwise, you know, you're just another like NPC in this world, you know?
But see, we're the anomaly because kids these days aren't allowed to do that stuff anymore because we coddle them, and, you know, we have to make sure that everybody like goes through life as comfortably as possible. And, you know,
see, I think that's a hang up though. That's a hang up that I have because I experienced, my mom was an only mother, my only parent. My dad was hit or miss. I had my aunties, you know, and my cousins, but there's nothing like your mom. I kind of overcompensate to where I'm in my kids' mix all the time. Now I'm not like, helicopter mom, what are you doing? You know, busting up in their room. I give them their privacy and I allow them to come talk to me when they want to, but I don't want them to experience hardships. I don't.
Yeah, well,
because of the struggle. It's not like that. I'm happy that I went through these things, but I'm also not happy about a lot of stuff that I went through. And I think, like I said before, if my mom would have it's like being a character in someone else's story. If I would have been a part of the main plot, I don't think I would have experienced what I did. That's the part that I want to save them from. I don't want to save them from life's mistakes, you know, your first heartbreak.
Yeah.
But everything else that I experienced is like, I am laser focused on their behavior. If they just seem off one day, if there's something wrong, that part, I definitely overcompensated, bro.
Oh,
because I'm like, you're not happy today, and you're happy all the time. I never see you in this house without a smile. What's going on? And they're usually like, Mom, bro, I'm good with it. Like, I know in their head they're like, bro, would you freaking chill? And my husband's the same way. He's like, you gotta relax. Like, you're not gonna be there you're not super mom. I can't be there for every single thing. And that's what I want. That I want to be there. I don't leave their side when they're training. I'm in that gym. I don't leave this when my son is training. You know, if he wants to go to the park across the street, my head is like this. Where are you at in that park? Because if I don't see you at the park in less than 5 minutes, and I'm going to walk my ass over there and be like, hello?
How is it again, Soonie? It's psychotic. But you know what? Like, and P wrote it here, you must allow your kids to fail. That is like the hardest thing, because like none of us want to allow your kids to fail.
It's so hard.
But it is a necessity, right? But see, this is the thing, and you and I always joke about this because you're like, dang, dude, you were so bad. I was a bad kid. Like, I was like stealing my parents' car to drive to like Tijuana, Mexico.
Whoa.
You know, like I had to figure out like how to get across the border. Karma, I lived close to the border, so it wasn't like that big of a deal. But like, you know, like I would go there and drink and then like come back. Like I drunk over the border. Like, what would have happened if I would have gotten abducted in Mexico? Like, you know how many times I survived that? That's crazy.
Well, dude,
my mother would have beat my ass.
You and I, Soonie's too young for this, but you and I grew up in the era of literally, they had a commercial come on at 10 p.m. saying, it's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are? Literally.
And we didn't have cell phones, so they couldn't track us. No social media.
I'd be gone all day, no food, no water, no money. Nothing. I don't even know how I survived. I literally don't. I was never home.
Yeah.
I was always taking the bus somewhere, or like I had friends in high school, same thing, because I live an hour and a half from the border. We were driving down to Tijuana too. I don't know how I didn't get kidnapped.
How did I know there? We're like the same age.
I know.
Bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, so we like have all of this like boot camp knowledge that we had to live with because we had no choice. Yeah, like street knowledge. Like, people think I'm such a freaking like dork, because I am a dork now, but I grew up hard. Like, I was like
same girl
people up, and like I had to, like, live on the streets, dude. I was like that's how I lived. It was like on the streets. Now I'm like, oh, okay, we're not gonna do that now. We're gonna dress conservative, and we're not going going to Mexico to get drunk. Like, what? No,
dude.
oh my god. Like,
first of all, I used to
calm
steal. I used to steal like the outfits I would wear to the club. I'd go like to the Charlotte Russe and I'd like steal the outfit.
Oh my god,
Dude.
I cannot confirm or deny whether I've done that.
Bro.
But
I was in somebody's gym at that age, 16, 17, 15. I was playing basketball.
Dude, see, Soonie's like the good, like you guys would probably think Soonie was bad one. Soonie was the good one. Me and Carmen.
I was too afraid to do stuff like that because I know as emotionally unavailable as my mother was, she ruled with an iron fist. Okay.
So
if
did
I
my
got out of
mom.
line, I was getting my ass beat, bro.
Dude, so did my mom, but I was like, I will take the beating. I'll take the risk. Okay.
No.
Dude, one time my mom found me drunk.
Caught. You just, I learned how to not get caught, but also I didn't live with my mom. Like,
yeah,
I didn't live with her for part of my life. So I was able to get away with stuff. And my grandma didn't want to deal with me. You know what I mean? So I was just like, okay, she's over there. She's at her friend's house, whatever. I would get away with stuff there, but I was still not a bad kid. I was just like you, Mo. I was going to Mexico with my friends in the middle of the night, or I was going to the mall and taking something so I could wear it because I didn't have any money. Like, you know, like I wasn't a terrible kid or a horrible person. I was just doing what I had to do, I guess. I don't know.
Dude, one time my mom found me drunk on screwdrivers and she slapped my face while she pulled my hair up the stairs, and I was right back out there the next weekend doing it all over again.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Did y'all grow up in the church? Did you grow up in the church?
No.
Okay, maybe this
I had sex at a church.
At Baptist. You need to not.
My ears just
No. No. Maybe it's just that Southern Baptist. My mother was Baptist. My mother was raised apostolic. I was raised apostolic for a little bit of my life, but I was in church from Monday to Sunday.
Wow.
That's what our life was. No. I know she was bad. You ain't got to tell me. I can tell. You can tell when adults were bad as kids, bro.
Dude, and P lived by the church, and I used to like stalk P from the parking lot of the church.
What the world?
I was crazy. I was crazy.
I was too scared to do stuff like that. My mom put the fear of hell in me, you know.
I was scared to do most things. I was like that. I would get my butt whooped. I was scared to do most things. So I would do things here and there when I got older, but I was scared. I would never drank or did drugs because my uncles would be like, if you drink or do drugs, I'm going to kill you. And I'm like,
I didn't do drugs.
And they were serious.
I didn't do drugs.
I thought I was going to die.
I was such a square. My family will tell you. Now they look at me and they're like, bro, who the fuck are you? You smoke? What?
What's the worst thing? Soonie, what's the worst thing you did as a child? Like the worst.
I told you I plagiarized my mom's name on I got a bad grade.
Boring.
And I knew if I were to take this home, I would have
never hung out with you. You were such a square. Like
I was quiet.
That's the worst. You plagiarized.
I was a social kid, but with people that I knew. Like I'm like how I am now. If we're in a room and I see you and Carmen, I'm going to come over and chop it up with you and Carmen. But if I don't know anybody in that room, I'm going to go sit at the table by myself and chill. That's just me. I'm too laid back to be doing what y'all were doing, bro. I'm not doing that. I can't do that.
Oh, man.
And my mom watched a lot of Cops. She watched a lot of forensic files. So I would hear of women getting snatched or, like young kids getting, essayed and like unalived. So I was afraid to do stuff. Like if I leave and I sneak out and it's nighttime and my mom's not here, then I'm probably going to get snatched up. So I just didn't attempt to do stuff like that.
Not me. I was like, wait, did y'all hear about the girl that they found dead over in Quest Haven? We should go over there at midnight and drive through with the lights off. Like that was me. I was that kid.
You're crazy.
I have friends like you, Mo. That's why I ended up in those situations. My friends were so mischievous, and I was like, "Okay, I'll come too. Okay, I'm scared, but okay, I'll go."
It was fun. What's up, Marlene? What's up? What do you got to say? You gonna judge me?
No, y'all talking about what y'all did as a child that's worse.
Yeah,
okay, I'm finna tell y'all what I did. Don't judge me.
Okay, go ahead.
What?
I threw my auntie panties in the fireplace.
You threw your Annie's panties?
In a fireplace.
Why? First of all, how'd you get your hands on your aunt's panties?
because she was in there taking a shower, and she wouldn't give me back my phone because I had
Oh my! Oh, you were one of those little
flip-
badass kids.
and I threw her pennies in the fireplace, and I said I want to see the flames.
You know what? I take that back. I remember when the internet first came out, and I used to run my mom's phone bill up, bro. That's probably the worst thing I've ever done. My mom flipped her shit on me from being on the phone.
Dang,
Sweetie.
Dang.
Shut up, Mo. Shut up, Mo. I don't have sneaking out and going across borders. I would never steal my mother's car. No, I knew I was gonna have the life beat out of me.
I have something
border
really bad.
crossing. We were border crossing in high school.
Yeah, we were international with it. Okay, I have something even worse.
No.
Okay, so our housekeeper, when I was like living in California, we had a housekeeper, and she lived with us. Okay, she was
You
from
were one of them
Mexico.
little bougie kids too.
Whatever. So her bedroom was like faced like the front of the house, and then like there was like a little window where her shower was, and that was like right next to her bedroom window. And she would always, she was from Tijuana, Mexico, so like she just like didn't pay attention to her window, and she would like leave it open. And I would charge like the boys in the neighborhood $5 for them to go look through the blinds at my housekeeper taking a shower. I know. Silence. It's bad. I know. But I had to make
report.
I was a hustler.
See, I didn't do bad things until I was well over the age of 25.
Oh, Mo.
Right.
Sorry. I thought you said you paid them. You said you charged them.
I charged them $5.
To go look
Yeah. No, I'd be like, hey, you guys want to see a naked girl? Because like my housekeeper, she's taking a shower right now, and she leaves her window open, and I'd be like, it's $5, so you could go stand by the window.
Dude,
I was a hustler.
Sorry,
I was the first pimp.
I didn't mean to
Just pimping her.
Soonie.
No, you're fine. You were pimping your maid out, bro.
Yeah,
without her
sure.
consent. What?
I sure was. She don't care.
No, I just said I didn't do all this bad shit until I was grown. Like the first time I really drank was when I was 25 for real. The first time I smoked weed, I was 27.
Wow.
Speaking of weed, my first weed brandy was at 13.
So yeah, my mom wasn't playing them games with me, bro.
But the thing is, my uncle had made like 2 pans, a regular brandy thing and a weed brandy thing. I forgot which one was which, and I ate the weed brandy.
You were eating edibles at 13.
Oh man,
this is crazy. I used to take my lunch money.
Mo
to
used
show
to
me
take
the
my
nude
lunch
pictures of her.
money. He meant to say Mo. You know he's always got jokes.
Wow. To show me the nude pictures of her maid. The fact that you had a maid is like.
And let's not start on the alcohol.
What? Damn, I was a little poor. I was one of them little poor black girls. My mother was on freaking Section 8. We lived on 9th and Wallace, bro. Mo's
over there selling pictures of her maids. I'm like the madam of Vista, California.
Dude, I was the maid. I was the little brown girl cleaning my neighbors' houses.
No freaking way, man.
Oh man.
I was the maid for the white people that lived in my neighborhood.
Give me that. We wouldn't have liked each other, especially if that, because I couldn't stand like wealthier people. Of course, I lived across the how do you say it? Like the city limits. We have Erie County, and then we have Mill Creek.
Yeah,
and they're literally like this. They're what 15 minutes apart from each other. And my cousin lived in Mill Creek, and I lived in the city. And she had the nice house up and downstairs, big backyard, garage, and I would be so envious. Like, man, why I gotta come back to this? We would have to go back to the shitty neighborhoods. People outside shooting and stuff. Yeah, we would have never been friends back in the day, bro.
Yeah, we would have, because you would have been like,
she's
cool
stuck
girl.
up. I don't like her. No,
But
especially because you out there doing shit that I wasn't doing.
Oh yeah, that would have turned you off. But I wasn't stuck up. I was a really nice girl.
The This conversation makes me want to go check on my 13-year-old and see what she's doing.
Give me your phone right now.
I started well before 13. Okay,
dude. I'm sure there's so many things that I don't know. I think she's pretty honest with me, but she's definitely like keeps it to herself, and it scares the daylights out of me because I'm so naive. I'm like a naive, like retarded mom. I'm like, what? she's all mom. That guy was totally like today. That guy was totally cracked out. You didn't see him? I'm like, he was? I'm like, he just looks like I thought he just was like jogging. I thought he was just a runner and he looked all, she's like, no, he was totally cracked out, mom.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm so retarded. I don't know. I've never done drugs, so I don't know what it looks like when other people do drugs. So I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I'm obviously to like my kids, I'm pretty lame. But like if they would have seen some of the stuff I was doing, they would think different. But like obviously they look at me and they're just like, you're not cool. Come on.
You're like, dude, I used to pimp out my maid for
pimp out my maid. What are you talking about?
Man.
Give me a break.
My kids are so green. They don't what was I asking the other day? They heard me talking to someone and they said, Soonie, you're from the hood, be quiet. And my kids were like, what's the ghetto? Right?
Dang.
Mom, what's the hood? And I got really proud of myself that my kids have no clue what these things are. Like they don't know what the hood is.
That's crazy.
They
you
don't
need
know.
to tell them.
For what?
Because my thing is this. I never kept anything from my kids because somebody was going to teach them. My kids went to public schools. Well, one of them did. So I had to be real with my kids. I didn't want the streets or the schools telling them like what it was. They were going to hear it from me first.
All they need to know is that I told them it's not a good neighborhood, and it's a place that I grew up because this is what my mother could afford. And then my daughter's like, "Oh, so you were poor?"
Oh my gosh!
I'm like, "Yeah, I was poor," and she's like, "Okay." I forgot what she said. I think she's like something about she knows some poor people. But everybody, it was pretty much like centered around everybody doesn't have the same experience, which I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
But no, we're never going back there. We don't need to pull up to 9th and Wallace. We don't need to do that. We're good.
Hey, you know what? I was just reading Neja's comment, but I was like, we should have like an hour. Because, people can call in or can click on the link here and not put a name. So we don't know who they are.
Yeah.
Like we should have an hour where people come in like anonymously and just like confess things to us.
You want to hear people's dark secrets.
I do. Like I'm cheating or like.
Oh,
that's insane.
Right, Carmen? Wouldn't that be fun?
I mean, I would not be calling in myself, but
Carmen, listen, Carmen's Latina. She's Puerto Rican. She's like, ooh, did you hear her? As soon as I said people's secrets, she was like, ooh, chisme. That's what we'll call it, Carmen, the chisme hour. Just so
Soonie doesn't want any part
They're
of
not
it.
going to call in because I'm going to be judging the fuck out of them. Like, so you did that?
Yeah.
Let me listen to your voice. I'm gonna figure out who you are.
Okay.
Cheating on your spouse.
Who would be interested in the chisme hour? Who would call in to confess their you just have to get something like off your chest anonymously. Yeah.
Chilling with cheese.
Right.
Isn't this the problem now? I feel like you're about to really, create an issue. We have enough people going to social media with their bullshit. No.
I know, but bye, I love you. This is anonymous. So you can get it out there without putting your stuff out on social media on your profile. So you could call in and be like, I slept with my wife's sister last night. And then me and Carmen will be like, shut up. And we'll ask you.
Oh my Lord.
And we'll ask you
repent.
No, we're not gonna say that.
Yes,
This is not gonna no. Carmen, we need to get the details first.
No.
We'll get the details and then Carmen will take you through a whole sin forgiveness session or something. I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
Mo will pull it all out of them.
Yeah.
I'll be trying to conduct some healing and talk them through the error of their ways
That
and
would
get
be
them to the other
such a good
side.
show.
And Soonie will be investigating them in the background.
Oh my gosh.
I'm tracking your IP address. I know who you are. I'm sending your wife this episode.
I think no. Soonie, don't be a buzzkill.
Listen, man. When you've been around just like immoral people your whole life and then you leave and you find out that there are just amazing people, you want to be like those amazing people. I'm sick of scammers and liars and cheaters, bro. No. I want families to be together.
Well, yeah.
See, Mo wants it for fun. I want it for like the healing process. And Soonie wants it, none of it.
No.
I'm gonna just enjoy the show.
Yeah. See? Because there's gonna be people like Marlanda that are nosy and are just messy and they just want to listen too. And you all know you want to judge.
Fine. And look, I'm not gonna snitch, all right, but just know I'm like secretly judging you on the inside. I just want you to know that.
The rules would be like, instead of putting your name when you click on the link, you would put like confessing cheater, confessing something, like whatever your confession is what your box will say. This is genius. We have to do this.
I hope you do it so I can watch.
We have to do it though, like at a late night hour.
This is nuts. You're gonna have some real weirdos calling.
Exactly. But like that's like when people are coming back from the club, you know, like they made a mistake. Maybe they called that booty call they weren't supposed to call. I'm just saying,
Man.
Don't be haters, you guys.
My mind. Does anybody else have intrusive thoughts where you just something is forced into your brain and you can't help but think about it?
Yeah.
I wouldn't sleep. I would not sleep well after listening to something like that because I would be thinking about all the disgusting things that people are hiding.
See, my brain is like wired for this because all I watch is like crime shows and like novellas and things like that. So like my mind is constantly like in this.
That doesn't scare the fuck out of you. For me, I'm watching like a version of reality, right? That I'm in a bubble from right now. But when I come home, those people could be living next to me. And it's like just the thought of this psychopath crossing paths with me. I don't like it.
And this is why I'm the nosy neighbor that sits outside and watches everybody.
I'm
I'm just waiting to witness something.
Nah, bro, I'll be in the house with the weapons. Like, hey, listen, FAFO, you want to cross the plains of my house? I'm gonna shoot the shit out of you. Come on in if you want to.
God. You have too much reasoning. You have too much reasoning, Soonie.
I can't listen. I'm wired like this for a reason. I cannot function outside of this. I would be a schizophrenic because everybody's gonna be the enemy.
Well, Carmen, I know Carmen's down for this. Carmen's down for this.
I feel somewhere in between both of you. It's funny. I'm the somewhere in the middle on the somewhere in the middle.
This is going to be called Somewhere in the Middle After Hours.
Oh my God.
How about somewhere in the cheese may?
Somewhere in the we'll have like a whole series. Somewhere in the cheese may, somewhere in the crime, somewhere in the, you know what I mean?
What if you have someone call you and confess up to a murder?
Oh, jeez.
Y'all shit might blow up for real.
Then we need Soonie PI on the trail.
I'm finding your IP address.
Soonie PI is hot on the case.
Dude, that literally sounds like a movie. Two girls have a podcast where people confess and somebody calls in to confess a murder.
Confess a murder that they committed 20 years ago.
Oh my God.
And got away with.
Whoa.
Jeez.
Yeah, this just took a dark turn.
We're like, now we have we've got boundaries here. We have to be like, okay, no actual crime,
right?
Like moral
adulterers. Like, I just want adulterers.
Like a moral or ethical crime, but not like an actual legal crime.
Yeah, exactly. Not like a serious.
Oh, now y'all want to get all serious. Wait, not that far. I want some of your give me some of your guilty sins, but not all of them. Like, keep all the rest of the stuff, keep it to yourself. No.
Let's test it out.
What
if
are
anybody
people calling in for advice?
Yeah, we could do that too. If anybody wants advice anonymously or wants to confess something, click on that link below. You don't have to put your face. You don't have to put your face or your name in the box.
Woman.
I think advice would be fun. I really think that advice would be fun. I actually wanted to have a podcast or like do lives where I just am like, if you need a friend or have anything you want to say, just do it right now. I'm here. Let's go.
God,
you know?
I so want to do that.
I would do that. That would be fun. See, I would do something like that. That would be fun.
Anything advice.
Except for Soonie, you're going to give like this wholesome, like.
What? Why do I gotta be ratchet like the rest of y'all?
I'm gonna be like, okay, before you break up, this is what you need to do.
I can't help it, man.
You're the mischievous one.
People have us mixed up. I think it's because I am so assertive, right? Because I am matter of fact about what I say, because I don't back down. People think I'm the spicy one, and I'm actually not.
Yeah,
I'm really not. It's her. It's not even me. I'll be out here trying to really like, you know what? I want to see you do well in life. Mo's like, please give me some more details about what you did last month.
Exactly.
Go through his phone, girl.
Yeah.
Trust me. Go through his phone. Take a screenshot. Send it to yourself. Then delete it off of his deleted files. And then
that's exactly what it would be.
Oh, that girl chopped up in somebody's basement because that man about to go crazy. Wait, no, honestly, did you hear about this story of the wife finding out that her husband was on the the DL taking it up the ass?
Yes,
and
I did hear about that.
She found out, and he killed her and their entire family.
I did hear about that.
Don't be taking those screenshots, girl. You better sit down and mind your business.
You have to double delete afterwards.
Oh, look at Carmen with the experience. She said you have to double delete.
I mean, I've been with
twice.
One or two cheaters, and I've had to catch them.
Dang.
The double
I'm
delete.
so green. I think I'm glad for the Lord's mercy on me. I like being green. I don't want to know nothing about this kind of stuff.
Naive. Oh, little Sue.
I am.
She's naive.
I got street smarts, but nah. I don't want to be looking through phones and going crazy.
Mark Landon said in our private chat, he said, Soonie's the straightforward one. Mo's the delusional, goofy one. Carmen comes off as the sweet one, but could be the mean one. Why do I gotta be delusional and goofy? Mark Landon, why are you always trying to come for me?
Oh, nice.
What'd you eat today, Marlon? I forgot to ask you. What'd you eat for dinner?
Lord.
Marlandon is our resident big back. He's
our resident big back.
I had some fried fish and fries.
Oh, okay. You made it or you bought it?
Did you cook it in Crisco?
My cousin made it. We don't do Crisco.
She cook it in Crisco?
We don't.
What y'all do? Y'all be doing that peanut oil, huh?
Not the peanut oil. Damn, it gets all dark.
It's really expensive now. I don't think anybody can afford peanut oil anymore.
Black folks, they be like, okay, we don't use Crisco, but we gonna use that seed oil, which is 10 times worse. Bro, put the oil down.
Y'all are crazy.
Puerto Ricans just be wanting to use some bacon fat for everything.
That's
Oh
right.
my gosh. I thought that was an Italian thing.
Bacon fat is the best.
That sounds very disgusting.
It's so good.
I fry my daughter's Brussels sprouts in bacon fat. Shh.
That's what I do too.
And she doesn't even know.
Is she a vegetarian?
No.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, I'm like,
no,
we have our first confession.
Get off the show right.
Ooh, you know what? I'm gonna make a confession for my mom. My aunt has been Muslim for like most of my life, right? Her husband was Muslim, so they don't eat pork.
Mm-hmm.
And my husband doesn't eat pork, and his family doesn't eat pork. My mom would hide, the Goya seasoning, the pig seasoning. What is it called?
The pig seasoning?
Yes, jamones.
Pork.
Oh, jamones. That's the name of the seasoning?
It's on the package. I'm gonna buy it one day and show it to you. She would put it all the way up in her top cabinet So, and she would have stashes of the stuff so that nobody would see it.
It's the seasoning packet. So it's like the pork
Yes.
flavor, like the chicken. Okay, gotcha.
Bro, she would be looking around and she would get up there and grab it and like really quickly snap it open and dump all this pork seasoning in it, right?
And they loved
And all
it.
these people who didn't eat pork, they'd be like, "Oh my God, this is so good." And I'm like, "Mom, you are such a shit person." I'm over there like, I know my mom just dumped a bunch of pork in here, but I can't say nothing.
Then they all die and wonder why they didn't go to wherever the Muslims go. Allah or whatever. He's like, not today. Y'all ain't coming in here.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
Look at Soonie with the confession. Wow.
I know. I wish somebody could just call in with a confession really quick. Nobody wants to confess anything. You're going to test out our confession system. Come on. Let's give it a little swing around the corner. See how we do. I wish I had a confession, but I tell all my business all the time.
Confession. Yeah, where'd Soonie go? It's so funny when I first saw you guys doing your podcast a while back or whatever, but you've got a really big, like all I see is your head, right?
Yeah.
All
I got a
see
big
is your
head.
Like, well, you have it right in front of your face, your camera or whatever.
Where Soonie's like in the back.
Soonie sits in this big ass chair and she looks teeny, like a little mouse back there. Like she's like, hi. I mean, obviously she's not that personality, but she looks that way. And it reminded me, I brought a flashback from that Men in Black movie. Where the little guy is like inside the head, the tiny little alien guy, and he's inside the head, and the head opens up, and he's sitting in the chair controlling everything, but he's like tiny. Did you hear this? Soonie, did you hear that?
No.
Oh, dang it. Okay, I gotta say it over. Okay, so when I first saw you guys on your podcast, Mo has like a big screen of just her head, right? And then you are sitting in this room and you're pretty far back from the camera or whatever. So you look tiny compared to Mo. And you're sitting in this chair and you look like you've got all the controls, like all the things. And it gave me a flashback from the Men in Black movie where like the alien head like opens up and there's like this cute little alien in the chair controlling everything.
That's
you know what I'm talking about?
Yes. When they peeled his head back.
Yeah,
and
he's got all the
there,
controls and everything. And he's the one, he's like the cutest little alien, and he's like tiny in this big chair, like controlling everything. And I don't know why, it just made me think of that. And like it looks like you're like the man behind the curtain with all your like, you know, equipment and stuff in the frame or whatever. I don't know why I got like a Men in Black flashback.
Bro, if people only knew. Some of these bright ideas are Mo's, and I'm the one that's like, no, I don't want to do that. And she's like, Soonie, come on. Oh my God, would you just try? And I'm like, bro, I really don't think this is a good idea. But then it turns out to be a good idea. And I'm like, all right, we should do that again. I'm one of those people.
Yeah.
You try to get me to do something new. I'm like, nah, bro, I'm good.
And what I do is I spring it on her like right before the show.
Last
so
minute.
She doesn't have much time to think about it. And I'm like, okay, so this is what I was thinking we could do. And then she's like, when do you want to do it? Like tonight on the show. And then she's just like, okay, well, I'll just follow your lead, I guess. Hey, wait, did you guys see this Prince Charles portrait? Doesn't it remind you of the Vigo portrait from Ghostbusters?
I don't know what that is. That seems like it's before my time.
Okay, so this is Prince Charles' portrait that he just unveiled.
Yeah.
And this is from the movie Ghostbusters. This was like the painting, like where the evil guy Vigo was like, and it just reminded me of the painting. I was like, that is so weird. So I just put it in a side by side, whatever.
Wait.
I wonder what the artist titled that picture, or did they just title it his name?
It was just like a self-portrait of the king. Hold on.
And that was his very first official.
These people are so narcissistic. I swear to Bob.
It was commissioned by the Drapers Company to paint the portrait of His Majesty the King. Why is it all in red?
Red with a red background. Like, why would you do that? That is so bizarre.
Communism.
He's evil.
It's the red
he's
party.
In hell, or he's drenched
See?
in blood.
Look,
Carmen, why he got to be in hell?
because he is. Look, even Heather says she has the best ideas. Heather knows. She's my friend. You initially think it's crazy and then it ends up being great. Just follow her crazy lead.
I mean, yeah. Look, there's some ideas where I'm just like, no, it's not happening. But most of the time I give in. All right. I do. I'm a good sport. That's what I want to say. I'm a good sport.
Yeah, you are.
I'm a good support system for your like shenanigans. But if I just don't like it, I'm not doing it. No. I'll be boring.
If she asked you to cross the border, you're not doing it.
What was one of the crazy ones that I did? Oh, when I dressed up like the Muslim lady. You didn't know that was coming though.
No. And I was like, what the and this was at the height of all that, when everybody was getting smacked with censorship and TOS violations with this whole Israel thing. And I was like, we're canceled.
I know.
I didn't have no say-so in this. We're canceled. And then after she does all this, she's like, we got to take the video down. And I was like, for what? Why? Why?
For like, it was the wrong move, Soonie. It was the wrong move.
I was mad. I was like,
and now
I
Soonie's
did
like
all
digging her
that.
heels in. He's like, no, we put it out there. Staying.
I want to talk about it, and she's like, Soonie, let's talk about it like we're talking about the news, and I'm over here like, girl, that video is still up. You can put it back up today, and nothing's gonna happen to us. In fact, when she put a Jewish, she put something in her background that was Jewish. Our videos have been saved.
That helped us. Yeah, I put the picture of the Wailing Wall in the background.
Oh,
you're so horrible, bro.
Or when I wanted to do the Linda skit, that was another
you
idea.
Did do it.
Funny.
Oh my gosh.
I did.
And Linda lost her mind, bro.
Yeah, she got that video taken down.
Dude, she blocked me because I liked it.
Yeah.
She blocked you?
Yeah. I've been blocked ever since then. And
no
all I
freaking
did was
way.
laugh or something. I laughed at. I think I forget what I said underneath something, and she just immediately blocked me. I was like,
literally?
I didn't do anything. I just thought it was hilarious.
That woman.
She blocked you? I think she blocked all of us.
Yeah, she really did. Everybody's got a story about how she blocked them. She blocked me because I asked her what age she was.
Wait. Did you guys hear Eric Adams and his shenanigans?
Oh yeah.
Oh, don't even get me started on that bald headed.
Did y'all see that? I don't know if you saw this.
About the illegal immigrants being lifeguards.
This is why.
Penny pinching skin flint.
This is why America thinks black people are retarded. Like, this is why. Listen to this freaking idiot.
That states those jobs that we are in high demand, we could expedite. How do we have a large body of people that are in our city and country that are excellent swimmers, and at the same time we need lifeguards? And the only obstacle is that we won't give them the right to work.
Nigga, what?
So I don't know. Which race is he talking about? Who is he talking about?
Listen, he ain't talking about black folks because we can't swim according to the narrative.
First it was Kathy with the y'all don't know what a computer is.
We don't know what computers are.
Dude, we don't know how to use the internet either.
Now we can't be lifeguards because apparently we can't swim, and we gotta give it to illegal immigrants that's coming across the border, bruh. Like, this is why they think we're so dumb, y'all. This is why they think we don't know what computers are.
Yeah.
What?
And they just going right along with the shit.
We got able-bodied people who swam across the Rio Grande. They know how to save people. Half of the people drown. What are you talking about?
Did the black community accept Kathy's apology about the computer comment?
No, 50 Cent said, try again, ho. No. She can't apologize for that. Because what black person do you know that don't know what a computer is? This is what I said. This is why Our show needs to be a big show. So I can bring Kathy Hochul on and say, tell me what Black person you have ever met that didn't know what a computer was.
Right.
And go. And we're all going to sit here. I'm not moving forward with this show until you tell me.
She said Black children. Wait, she said the remarks were seen. She said they ignored she ignored the reality that many Black children are indeed familiar with computers and technology. Recognizing this problem, Governor Hochul issued an apology.
So just the children? Only the children are familiar?
I guess.
Can we tell the truth? You know what? Y'all want to know who she talking about? She ain't talking about Black people. She talking about the Africans over there with the big stomachs that's craving food. That's what she talking about. I don't know. No Black people who don't know what computers are. Maybe they don't know.
Maybe.
Because a lot of that land is not civilized over there. Come on now. How much of Africa is actually developed? Let's be real. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Even Africa got internet cafes.
Bruh. She wasn't talking about Black people, bro. She was talking about them Africans and she didn't want to offend them. So she slapped Black on the front. I'm telling you, that's what she was talking about.
Africans? She's talking about straight Africans?
She talking about Africans. She talking about the ones in the Congo that's out there mining those what are those what are they mining out there? Some sort of lithium batteries out there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They don't know what computers are. She wasn't talking about us. Ain't no way. This niggas all on the internet twerking. You just had a Black mom twerking while telling her story about giving her kids up for CPS. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah.
The Cobalt. I'm gonna say what people are thinking. I just don't care.
That was almost as good as Jerry Nadler saying that we needed all the Latino immigrants because who else is gonna pick the vegetables?
He did not say that.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, he did. I remember that.
He's like, we have a shortage in this country. Our reproduction rate isn't where it's supposed to be. And who's going to pick our vegetables if we don't let the Latinos flood the border? Like, who's going to pick our fruits and vegetables? Idiot.
Telling you, bro, these people are so disconnected from life, bro.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
What do you think Africans used?
Listen, them is Nigerians. I said the Congo, all right? Not the scammers. It's different levels to the Africans over there. Come on now. It's true.
The Nigerian
Different
prince.
levels.
Somebody brought up the Nigerian prince.
Come on now. Nigerians, who else? It's the Nigerians, the Somalians, this what are they? They're from Senegal, the Senegalese people, and it's another one. Those are the scammers. The other Africans, they catch a bad rep because of them. It's just like Black people in America. We're so diverse. It's not even funny.
I had to ask the Googler. It says no African nation has the majority of regular computer users, and the number of users is low in Kenya at 12%, Uganda 11%, and Tanzania 6%.
They don't even have Amazon. I just had this conversation. Oh my God. There's somebody named Chief on Instagram. He cammed up a scammer, okay? A Nigerian prince who was pretending to house children and was asking people for donations, okay? And this man said, well, because I called him out. I said, why you got them Africans up here scamming? He said, Soonie, we can send them mattresses, bro. All we got to do is go to Amazon. I said, boy, ain't no goddamn Amazon in Africa. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, but they drop ship, Soonie. They drop ship. They don't have to have it in
where?
I don't know.
They probably use Temu over there.
Listen, that's when they reach out on the computer to that lonely white woman in the United States and they say, I need your address and bank account number so I can get my
Man, you sent me the Jerry Nadler statement. I want the Latinas to be like, excuse me, all we good for is picking the vegetables. God
Dude,
damn.
she really was talking about the Africans when she made that statement.
I told you.
You need to stand up for her, Soonie.
People don't believe me.
You need to do a post and you need to at Kathy and be like, Kathy, I got your back. You were talking about Africans in Africa.
She just don't know no better because they call us African Americans, right? So she thinks all them people over there are black. And I keep trying to tell people they're not black, they're African. And those are the people you want to help because they need a little civilization. We don't. We black people just need the blood of Jesus. We're civilized, but we're still hellions. We act like demons. We don't need no more help from y'all. We need Jesus. Just leave us alone.
Oh my Lord.
Was she referencing like actually people from Africa, or was she referencing African Americans and just conflating the two?
She was referencing African Americans. I'm just giving her an out because I really don't think she thought about what she said. So I'm just like, listen, she was talking about the Africans. So y'all just like ease up off her. It's okay. Because she had 50 Cent come out and say, excuse me, but I know a bunch of kids in the Bronx and they know what computers are. What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Oh God, that woman's dumb.
And then Eric Adams said we can't swim, so
Kathy,
you need the immigrants to come over.
Kathy, if you're listening, we posted a link. If you would like to make a confession, you can do it anonymously.
Kathy probably sends $1.
A confession.
She'd probably be sending a healthy amount of money to feed the children over in Africa. You know, the commercials. Or
what did you call them? The kids with the big stomachs asking for food or something? God, see?
Listen. This is how I am in real life, y'all.
The big stomach.
I did. They got the big pot bellies. Because they're so hungry and malnourished. That's why they look like that. I'm saying what you're afraid to say out loud, all right?
Just like me with the Asian people.
What'd you say about Asians?
Remember that I was like, you want to believe everything they say because their eyes are like this? And like...
You said something way worse than that. I just can't remember what it is.
No, I said because they look like little cartoons. Remember?
I remember, but I remember it was something that I was even like, God damn.
Dude, Marlandon probably knows because he was judging me about it.
So I'm going to get y'all beat up? No, I'm not. I promise you I got you. I wouldn't tell you to say anything that I know you can't say to a black person. I know how black people are in this country. I got your back. I promise you. Well, I want you to react to another video.
Okay.
In America, you can be anything you want. Don't be gay.
She's like doing like David Goggins.
Why she running with a fucking bulletproof vest?
Like David Goggins. She said, "Stay fucking hard." That's what David Goggins says.
Wait, was it a bulletproof vest or was it one of those weighted vests?
She said, "Don't be weak and gay."
That's really her thing.
That's her
like
campaign video.
A woman on a mission.
Repeal the 19th. You should have never put this shit out. Why would you do that?
Missouri
Why?
is big. Wow.
Hey, what was the final? What was the final in Maryland, by the way?
Well, Kimberly Klacik won the Republican nomination. Just I don't know if people knew that. And Donald Trump won 80%. Well, the 80% of the votes are in, and Donald Trump won 189,139 votes. Nikki Haley pulled in a whopping 47K. And of course, Biden won. She won't drop out.
So that dropout was fake at first?
What dropout? I think that was a formal, like I'm dropping out, I have no chance. But she did not endorse Trump, which means her voters are still going to vote for Trump. Now, I think I'm going to show you the numbers. I think this puts that ridiculous narrative to bed that Trump needs Nikki Haley voters. I thought that was really stupid that people were saying that to begin with.
And then she gonna sit up and say, what he got to do to get her vote? Work hard or do something better or something to get her vote or endorsement, some shit like that.
Yeah, she said he needed to work for it.
Girl, fuck you and your vote. How about that?
So she got 20% of the vote. Okay. 20%. She didn't even put a dent in anything. And she hasn't put a dent in anything. Nikki Haley lost every single primary except for one. I think it was. She won one.
She barely won Vermont. DC don't count.
She just drop out. But the more exciting story is how the hell did Kimberly Klacik win? How? She's not even been campaigning. I've seen nothing from her. I'm really asking. Don't give me that look. Don't do that.
Kim,
I'm asking.
Our line's open if you'd like to make an anonymous confession. Girl, you know how she won. You forget what her name used to be?
October, September, November. One of the two. Yeah. Well, I'm going to be a good sport. All right. Congratulations to you, Kimberly Klacik. You posted this picture with your jacked up lace front. We can see the hump on your wig, ma'am. You got too much money to be walking around like this. Please fix it.
Oh, you know what? I have a video of showing what she did to get the votes. Hold on one second.
Do y'all think she's going to win? Do you think she's going to win, Carmen?
No.
In Maryland.
Here's the video. This is how she got the votes.
Oh,
you ain't shit.
That was a video of Kim getting the votes right there.
When I was at Mar-a-Lago, she was there like 2 years ago. It's been 2 years ago. And she was wearing the shortest.
I'm sure.
Shorts. Like it was like a tank. It was a suit. It was
like a little romper suit.
No, it was a suit. It was a 3-piece. So it was a jacket, a tank top, like a booby tank top, and very, very short shorts. And I was like, damn girl.
Well, look,
I guess you can take the stripper off the pole, but
what?
The stripper out of her. But Ramaswamy endorsed her. Yes.
Oh man.
Oh come.
I think she's gonna win. I'm sorry. I think she's going to win.
So that's for the House of Representatives.
Isn't there only like 30% of the vote out there for Republicans?
I don't know. Let me pull that up. That's a good question.
She's still running in the same place she ran before? Same district?
I don't think she's changed at all.
Well, you think the Senate seat gonna flip?
I think she's gonna win.
I mean, unless everybody in Baltimore is so fed up with the crime and the homelessness and the
bridge collapsing,
trash everywhere.
I think it's that on top of her. She's been campaigning for 4 years straight. She always does her Red Renaissance event. Let's see. She got 63% of the vote, and she won with 21,612, and she beat. She destroyed the other GOP candidates. I'll pull it up. She destroyed them. Whoa.
Well, that's not surprising, but I would be surprised if she won in the general.
I guess her opponent is going to be John Zuski.
So,
Zuski.
So we got 50, 55, 57,000 votes for him if you add up all the blue.
Yeah.
And basically 32,000 votes for her if you add up. So yeah, it's the same thing. It's like 30% to. She's going to get 30% of the vote.
I see what you're saying. She's going to have to flip some of those other people, which is probably not likely. We'll see.
This is why we
get rid of Roy Cooper.
This is why we didn't like what she was doing because she was just sucking up resources in an unwinnable district the last time that she ran. And you know, when you go to a district that it's only 30% Republican and 70% Democrat, it's like really almost impossible to win those districts. It's like it's something like you probably have to spend like a decade or two like trying to right the ship in those areas. And it takes time to change that whole culture into thinking, okay, yeah, maybe we need a change here. So it's not going to happen overnight. So it's not like, you know, I understand some people should run and try to change the culture or whatever, but it seems she was sucking up resources. And that whole red Renaissance thing, we looked into that and investigated that. It was like, that was like a total like sham. Like she raised it and then she never did anything with it. It was weird.
I saw.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I do.
I didn't get involved in that.
The case was dismissed after Kim Klacik sued Candace for I don't know how many millions of dollars, basically for defamation for saying she was a stripper, and Kim ended up having to pay Candace $115,000. So her legal fees.
Guess what?
It all
It's not
started though,
defamation if it's true.
Exactly. But it all started because she decided to like pop out of the side of her neck and say, I'm not this type of black person.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not like Candace.
Well,
I
think
paying attention after that.
I think Kim also decided to just drop it because remember Candace then started saying, oh, and by the way, I think she was misusing campaign funds. And so, you know, if you enter into a lawsuit, you know, you're going to open yourself up for a whole lot of discovery. And I don't think she wanted that.
Yeah. How many people have heard about the unfortunate shooting of the airmen in the state of Florida? Has anybody heard about it?
I heard about it, but I did not look at it.
Did not look at it.
I think I did.
Okay.
By the way, Soonie, I was checking Candace's page and it says yet another taunting post to you that says this year has been revolutionary and it's only May, much more to come.
She got a gag order. I don't want to hear it. She can't talk about nothing. I don't want to hear it. Candace got my hopes up for nothing. You have been gone damn near 2 months and you have dropped nothing. I love that you're talking about this conflict over with, you know, I'm not going to say which country I'm talking about, but the country I'm talking about is in fact a terrorist state. Okay. Thank you for doing that. But I'm going to need you to do a little more because the conservative big con train is still chugging along. You were supposed to destroy it. She was supposed to be Thanos with the infinity rings, bro. Like you were supposed to just come and right all the wrongs and you didn't. And you didn't. I'm never going to get over that.
She'll be good for it. She'll come back.
Maybe she can.
I think
come
you
back
have
and
a lot of
start-
enthusiasm.
Maybe she can talk about a hypothetical fictional character named Schmandis who had this job at the Schmaley Wire.
Maybe she will. I don't know. But she needs to hurry up because this is taking a little bit longer than I would have liked. But this a U.S. military member was shot in Florida. And shout out to Birdman because he was actually the one that brought this to my attention. Cops responded to a disturbance call. Now there is still the story is not exactly clear. Cops show up to a disturbance. They go knock on this young man's door. He answers the door with a gun. Cops immediately shoot him. And he unfortunately died. He succumbed to his injuries. Now the neighbors and the people around, including the girlfriend and the family, are saying that cops went to the wrong house to begin with and it had nothing to do with this young man. And he ultimately ended up getting shot by cops. So I'll read some of the article. A deputy responding to a call of disturbance in progress reacted in self-defense after he encountered the 23-year-old armed man with a gun in Okaloosa County. Why do they have those names in Florida? It's weird. Fortson was taken to the hospital where he died, and the deputy involved was placed on administrative leave pending an investigation into the incident. I have the video, and I have not said much on it because I wanted to wait for more information to come out. But the more information that I see, and the more people come out and talk, I'm kind of erring on the side of I don't think this was a justified shooting. And to me, I think this is going to be a way that they usher in more restrictions as to how you can handle your guns in your home. And I'm only saying this because there is a different part of the story that's saying this young man did not know that police officers were knocking on his door. And if he doesn't know you're a police officer, he has every right to enter the door with a gun. And I don't think that's you acting in self-defense. But I'm going to play the video.
This is the moment U.S. Airman Roger Fortson was fatally shot in his own home by a Florida sheriff's deputy.
Sheriff's office, open the door. Step out.
You see it all play out in newly released body camera footage from the Okaloosa County Sheriff's Department. The officer announces his presence at Fortson's apartment after receiving a report of a disturbance.
Sheriff's office, open the door.
Fortson appears and is shot almost instantaneously. Watch closely, slow down, and you see the door open. There appears to be a gun in Fortson's right hand, but it's pointing downward, never aimed at the officer, who immediately fires, striking Fortson in the chest and arm. Fortson later died at the hospital.
Now, I'm not going to play this because you know Benjamin Crump is Mr. Ambulance himself. And he's going to come, oh, they killed this man because he's black. I don't care for the racial ends of this. I don't think there is even a racial aspect to this. I think that
it's not it.
Really takes away from like the gravity of this situation. I feel like we're telling Americans that they cannot open their doors with weapons when they don't know who is there in an environment where crime is rampant. And he's living on airman's paycheck. I know how much they make. He's not living in a decent area. So if he's opening the door with a weapon, is a reason he's opening the door with the weapon. The fact that there is a discrepancy on if the officer was supposed to be there or not, if he went to the wrong door, even more so makes me question, like,
is that what it was?
Is going on?
They went to the wrong door.
This is what several sources are saying. Now, the police officers have not come out and corroborated that story, which is why I'm saying this is alleged information, and there's a bunch of different narratives going on. But here's the bigger question. Why do police officers immediately get to use the excuse of self-defense when a moment of self-defense or a moment for you needing to defend yourself did not present itself? The weapon is pointed down. His hand is pointed up. To me, that's signaling someone who was caught off guard and they're like, whoa, wait a minute. And you just killed him. Like, what is happening?
And it is odd, but that's the only video that they have so far. There's no other.
This is the only video that they've dropped. No, they haven't dropped it. This came straight from the police department.
The officer was by himself.
There's so much that has not been put out. So
I mean, I just have a question though. Like,
yeah,
did he not hear? I mean, the officer announced himself pretty loudly. Like, I would think that you would be able to hear, like, this is the sheriff's office, like, open up. And then at that point I might, how are you supposed to respond? You know, because there's so much heightened, awareness now. Like, what do I do? Like, I wouldn't even know what to do if I got a bang at my door and they said it's the sheriff's office opened up. I'd be terrified. Like, why are they banging on my door? But I wouldn't bring a gun to the door. Like, I would be terrified. I wouldn't know how to respond, but I'd probably be like, can I help you? Like, what's going on? What's going, I don't know how, what is the appropriate response?
Don't people have peepholes, like, where the officer can put, credentials or something up to the peephole? Like, I don't understand. Like, if that's what you're concerned about.
Well, See, this is where the story gets shaky because the girlfriend was on the phone as this entire thing happens. She is saying he had no clue it was police officers and he just heard somebody knocking on his door. People who live in these apartments, they did their own. There was like an independent investigation. I have to send you this video of points in the house where he could have potentially been from the front door. And can you hear someone saying, "This is the sheriff's department"? A lot of people are saying you can't hear what they're saying on the opposite side of the door. As far as looking outside of the people, I do know from said that officers don't stand exactly in front of the door because of things like someone could shoot through the door and potentially injure the cop. So they tend to stand to the side. I just think this is going to bring this is going to be a point of contention for a lot of people, especially like gun advocates. If I don't know that you're the police and I can't see anybody through the people, but I hear somebody knocking on my door like knocking that hard, I myself might come to the door with my weapon. Why does that mean that I deserve to get shot? I'm in my house holding my legal weapon. And if the story is true that the officer went to the wrong door, I had every right to open the door the way that I did. Why is that a death sentence? Why is that becoming a death sentence for so many Americans? Because he's not the first one. Ryan Whitaker literally surrendered. And after not knowing that police were knocking at his door, and he ended up dead with 6 bullets in his chest.
Right.
And this is a white guy.
I see your point. Like, why is that necessarily a death sentence? Now, I live in an area that's pretty safe. And so I would 99% of the time, I would not feel the need to bring a weapon to my door. And if I was afraid, I don't think I would go to the door.
Yeah.
Like if I was afraid or if I thought, what the hell? I don't think I would just run and open the door. I think I would not open the door at all.
Yeah. I would probably do the same thing you did.
Right.
I wouldn't open the door.
What's going on? And I would find
and I would probably call the police like, hey, look, I don't know if you sent somebody here, but they at the door and I'm not opening it.
Yeah.
Hey, this talk is good. Y'all can really stay to midnight.
No, I can't.
No, we're not.
It's 11:17.
I just wanted to talk about these 2 incidents. There's 2 incidents that happened, and it's showing a real divide amongst like the back the blue people and the people who are like, I can see error and where the cops went wrong here. And I think this is going to create a bigger question of, are we safe opening our doors with a weapon? Because it just seems like open season. And I'm not condemning cops. I understand that the environment that they're in. I understand that they work a very dangerous job. But I don't think that they should be responding to everyone the same way. Like, if my gun is pointed down and my hand is up, you can clearly see I'm in a position of submission. You didn't even allow him a chance to respond. You said step back, and then less than a second later, you shot him. Right. How do you know? Like,
right.
And I get it. Cops it's a knee-jerk reaction, right? They have a second to respond because what if he would have lifted the gun up? But it's a big what if game kind of thing. Like, was he going to shoot? Was he not going to shoot?
Yeah.
And how do we know? How do we know if the cop is actually justified? We're just giving him the benefit of the doubt of you felt the need to defend yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
We need more info. But this is a good conversation, but I would love that if they would come out with more. What's taking so long?
To me, when they take forever with situations like this, there was something that went wrong. I'm going to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Majority of the media already made their mind up. You know, it got something to do with him being black and all that other shit.
Yeah.
And that's I hate that. I think that really dumbs down the conversation. We can have a real conversation.
They're trying to further to divide between black people and the police. That's what that's about. That's always going to be the narrative. Yeah. Doesn't Ben Crump have enough on his plate? Like, how many cases can that man take at once?
I'm surprised BLM ain't posted him yet.
Well, someone made that point. It's funny that you say that because someone literally made that point and they said, let me get this straight. A career criminal with 8 stints in jail dies of a drug overdose in custody for allegedly passing counterfeit bills. riots in cities burn, but an airman is shot to death opening his own door simply because he is carrying a gun in his own home and it's fucking crickets. I have the same questions. Like, where is everybody? There's 2 incidents that have just happened in this country that people are quiet over. There was another incident in Michigan State Police were chasing a young man with outstanding warrants. So he had a warrant for his arrest. They saw him at the gas station, attempted to apprehend him and take him in, and he ran off. Okay? He's evading the police. There's many angles to this video. So if you guys want to watch it, I will put it in the comment section or in the description so you can go back and watch it. But every angle you see, and I'm sorry to say this, but you see these overweight, out of breath cops chasing after him and they're lagging behind him. Okay. They're lagging behind him. He's getting away. And then you see a unmarked police car come in out of nowhere and hit him. Okay. Hit him. And he dies. He succumbs to his injuries. What type of police work is happening? Like, you get to hit people that ran?
Yeah.
What?
And then I think in some state, it was in Louisiana where some teenagers had took a car and they was driving at a full speed and the police had hit them and they rigged. I'm trying to think about what state that was in. Was it Louisiana?
I don't know. I didn't even hear about that.
They was going 100,
even hear about
111.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But here's the other video.
Sterling, get your hands in the air right now! You're about to get tased! Sterling! We're going towards the Burger King! Burger King! Sterling, get on the ground right now!
Dang.
That's the, remember when I said these cops, there's 3 other cops behind him, by the way.
And they like hit him and they like pinned him into the building?
Yes.
Dang.
There's more to this video. I'm going to find exactly the point that I'm talking about, but it just to me, I don't want to say this, but I feel like we don't have a choice at this point. It's almost like policing in America, some police, I'm not saying all, it's getting lazier and lazier every year. Every year, to me, I feel like I'm watching cops do something egregious that is not in their use of force policy.
Do you think it's getting worse because there's so many police officers that have quit and they've had to like quickly get new ones in there and those guys aren't as trained and as seasoned?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's the case because I know police departments that have completely lowered their standards so that anybody can just join.
Which is gonna create a shit show. Like it's not gonna bear any good results.
It's happening in the cities, by the way. Sorry to interrupt. It's happening in this, like it's happening in Portland, for example. And Portland was like the hub of so much. This was before COVID, actually. It was the hub of so much Antifa action and just lawlessness, trans, like so much crazy stuff was happening in Portland. Like their motto is literally says, keep Portland weird. And so it's just, nobody wanted to be a policeman in the city of Portland. And so they completely lowered their standards to where like you wouldn't have to pass like the normal testing, and you didn't have to have like the normal requirements, and you could have tattoos in certain places that they weren't allowing before. Like they completely changed their requirements. And because they couldn't get people to stay on the police force in that city. Nobody wanted to be in there because it was such a shit show, and it was dangerous for the police, and they just get completely disrespected. And there's like a bunch of problems, and obviously, and then so I think if you have like these problem cities, let's say, and then you lower the standards for police because nobody will stay in those problem cities, then you have a double problem. Now you have like degenerate citizens and retarded police, and so now what?
Yep.
And
That's
they're
exactly
actually doing
what's
the
going
same thing
on.
with the military now too. Sadly, they're doing the same thing with the military. They're completely lowering the standards so that people will join.
Trust me, I know. You see the things that
Oh yeah, I don't have to tell
I
you.
see walking around, bro. It's ridiculous. But we can talk while this is on. Here's the actual video of the car hitting this young man. But to me, I'm just like, where is the outrage from law enforcement that actually do their job? Where is the outrage from citizens like you and I, right? Carmen, you just acknowledge there's a problem. We have horrible cities, and we have criminals who are able to run these horrible cities and air their grievances out to the point where good cops are quitting. And we just have people that are like, back the blue, no matter who. And the people like me who are like, no, this is horrible police work. You actually need to do your fucking job. Because as far as I'm concerned, you are paid from my tax dollars. I'm not one of these people who wanted to, what was it, defund the police. I didn't call for that. So why are average citizens who want these cops around, why are we suffering, and why are we doing so in silence? Why aren't more people talking about this? This is 2 incidents within the last month. This is not even a month ago that this happened. There's no national outrage on it. Not many people are talking about this. The whole airman thing happened. That was on the news for about 2 or 3 days. And now that's kind of died down. It's just, to me, it almost seems like when cops actually do something wrong is when people get quiet and they don't want to talk about it. They don't want to talk about the problems. But Tyree Nichols, he's a case in point. They completely circumvented the hiring process in that city, and they hired a bunch of hoodlums that ultimately killed someone who was in fear of his life. Like, what are these people to do? And why is this not a conversation? Why are so many people silent on it? I don't care if the person is black. That doesn't matter to me. Ryan Whitaker was white. And I bet you a lot of people don't even know who I'm talking about.
I think part of it is most of the time they only show these videos when the person is black, right? When there's probably a lot more. And I think that that's probably what detracts people from even wanting to engage in the conversation, because the whole race thing gets in there and people are just, I know I am. I'm sick and tired. Like, it's like once somebody's got it stuck in their mind that it's a racial thing.
Yeah.
And they're going to make the whole conversation about that. It's exhausting. And I think that people are just willing to just be like, yeah, the cop may have messed up, but whatever, believe what you want to believe. I'm not even going to get into this conversation. And I think that's what it is.
Yeah, probably.
And then you have
a
the
bunch of little
cops who are-
microcosms. Like, like there's some areas that have amazing police departments, and then there's some areas that have terrible police departments. So I don't think we can just blanket sweep the statement and say like all of it's bad or all of it's good or anything.
Yeah.
It seems like there's all these tiny microcosms that need to be addressed. And I mean, I've been to some towns where they only have one policeman for the entire region. One guy for the entire region, And if you need him, he's going to probably take a few hours to get to you. So you better be armed and you better be able to handle it yourself. So
Yeah.
I feel like policing is so different in all the different states and all the different counties and then these little cities and but it's definitely it's never going to be a perfect profession, but it should be better. And I agree with you, Soonie. Like this could definitely start to kick off some either legislation or more controls or whatever. I mean, didn't it used to be, and I haven't studied this, but didn't it used to be that the people were the police, right? And then we started, then we formed police departments so we could like basically hire out a private person to handle it for us so we wouldn't have to do it. And then now here we are with police departments and stuff. And now we have like no control over our own personal security or almost no. So we're just going
Almost
the wrong
no
way.
control.
And
They want it.
yeah. It's like and once you give that up, they don't give you your freedom back. Like they don't like hand you your freedoms back or hand you more bigger guns and bigger bullets. Like it's I mean, I can definitely see them opening up a can of worms.
And blood gonna be shedded. If that was the outcome. It will. Straight up war.
It's all I know is if this story that the neighbors are telling, that the family's telling, and that the girlfriend is telling, of the cop going to the wrong door is the truth, then he better be charged with something, because what are you defending yourself against? He didn't know you were a cop. He has no clue who's knocking at his door. Excuse me. I don't like to assume that people can hear who is outside of their door, because if someone was knocking on my door and I say, who is it? I can't hear them unless I go open the side window and they say it's so-and-so. I can't hear you. You sound muffled. I also don't have a peephole. We have an intercom system where, I can let someone in, but I don't know who's there. So am I going to die for coming to my door and my house with my weapon, defending my property and my family who's inside? Because you decided to come to the wrong, door as a cop, and you have the license to execute me because you feel like your life is in danger. That's where the conversation is going to go. More people let this angle of this story be true, which I hope it's not.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because with what I was saying earlier, and then I gotta go because you guys, it's like 11:30, and you know me, I'm like way past my bedtime. Like even my TV's cool. Like fuck it.
She need her rest.
Yeah, I need my rest, my beauty sleep. So what I was saying was it's a sensitive subject on the race side, but on the flip side of that, it's also a sensitive subject on the law enforcement side, because they are very protective as well whenever any of them get questioned. And I do want to highlight people like breaking barriers, like Ryan, who does an excellent job, I think, of being like very what is it called? Biased, or is it biased? Unbiased. Of when he's looking at these things, and he's not afraid to make videos and say like, hey, this could have been done better. I really hope police departments actually utilize Ryan to, take their police departments through training, because I feel like if there's a lot of new officers, they need somebody like that to really show them real life instances, right? So
that's true.
Somebody said Brandon Tatum did.
I always hit up Ryan. Don't listen. We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
What happened?
I don't need that. I don't need that on this show.
I'm being
If he reacts to it, he reacts to it. We'll see if he reacts to it. He hasn't. I'm not going to assume his reaction. But I do agree with Mo.
I'm missing the full conversation.
Nothing. I do agree with Mo. Ryan is he's a tool that I utilize. Ryan and Sed are who I go to 99% of the time when I have questions on these things, or I just want to talk about policing in America. We need more of those people who are willing to have conversation with citizens who pay taxes, period. Now it's late. We will not be back. I won't be back Friday. I'm hoping we can do a Thursday show. so that I don't miss another
I'll
week.
come back Friday if y'all want to make some confessions.
Friday Night Live.
See, look, you're gonna.
I might
make me slide home early.
Well, no, I might slide in later because the confessions on a
If you
Friday
slide
night.
in later, then I'm gonna pull up.
Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see
All
where I'm at.
right. Anyways, thanks, Carmen, for coming on. It was fun.
Bye.
So fun.
Thanks,
All right.
Marlandon, for coming on.
I'm gonna always come up.
Lord,
We know.
thanks everybody for tuning in and hanging out with us this Tuesday. We may or may not be back on Friday. Hopefully we do come back because I'm interested to see how many people come on. And I'm not going to be judgmental. I'm going to sit back with my popcorn and my chips and salsa and listen
gonna
to
promote
y'all tell
it.
y'all dirty secrets.
I'm going to
Please
promote
look,
it.
I got you. We can do it together.
Okay. I'm going to promote it. I'm going to be like, Friday night, we need people who are willing to confess things anonymously on the Soonie X Mo show. Yeah.
Do it, guys. Anyways, we're out. I'm trying to find the video. That's what's taking me so long. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
So when you're done.